Harvey in Uinta.
Hey, Harv!
Uinta.
Says, that reminds me, I'd like to go to the ocean. I'd like to do that.
Well, it's because on this day.
Mm-hmm. In 1946, John Baldwin. Who's that?
Guy I went to high school with.
You didn't know.
Is he like Alec Baldwin's brother? Who is he?
You didn't know John Paul Jones wasn't his real name.
No.
I don't. John Baldwin's a fine name, but he changed it to John Paul Jones. He was born in England.
What band was he in?
Led Zeppelin and them Crooked Vultures.
That's right. He is in them Crooked Vultures. Mm-hmm. I guess we could have done that.
No, that was nice. That was 78 today. And because it's his birthday, as I listened to that song, I paid particular attention to the bass, which I don't know that I've ever focused in on.
It's very
that
prominent
before,
in
but
that song.
It is, yes.
So why did he change his name? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
I mean, why would he do that? Baldwin's a perfectly fine name. It's a good name.
It's not like a weird name you don't know how to spell.
I don't get it why you would change that. I don't know. Maybe he didn't like his father. I'll bet that was it.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm distracted over here.
What's the matter?
You know, I did a whole show open yesterday, wrote it, and then apparently it didn't save. I can't find it anywhere.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I worked on it for like an hour.
An hour?
Yeah, Gina, you know what I do? I get off the air, and I go sit at my desk, and for at least an hour, sometimes more, I kind of prepare, Frank Chris Presents, the Gina, all of that kind of stuff. Takes an hour, hour and a half. I know that's shocking to you.
It is kind of shocking.
Because you go, okay, see you guys tomorrow.
Don't you have anything else to do?
Yes. Yes, I have plenty to do. I have blocked out time to go home and cry.
Oh.
I have to go home and cry for about an hour and a half after that. So, anyway, I can't find it. And, you think, well, there are backups and
Sure.
Yeah.
No?
I can't find any of them. Recycle bins, all of that. I don't know. I'm sorry, I shouldn't air my problem. We need must-goes is what we need.
Yeah, that's our big problem
Yeah.
this morning. So at the end of the year, Katie took a big file of must-goes to the road home because our last show we did was on location. And the must-go file went with us there, and now it is empty. We have...
What happened?
Well, we used them up, and we
Oh.
haven't asked for any for a couple of weeks. So, something surely happened to you over the holiday. Something you're like, oh, this is one of those things I hate about the holidays, or I hate about New Year's, or I hate about being off work, or having to go back to work. Something.
I just remembered one.
Oh, you got one? Email us right now, radiofromhell@x96.com. And even if it's just one thing, it doesn't have to be a list of things, just one thing that's bugging you, send it to us. And magically, oftentimes, we don't make a guarantee, but oftentimes it will go away.
Okay.
All right.
I think I've solved the problem.
Oh, good.
I didn't find
your work.
I think that's gone, but I'll figure out. I've got a different way to do something. So.
Are the cameras working today, Katie? They are working.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there I am. I've got jaundice on those cameras. I've
You're
got
saturated.
Jaundice. Yeah, I'm as yellow as can be.
Well, if only we could adjust color. If only that was possible.
Don't think so.
We can put you under the Billy lights, Bill. That's what they call them.
Oh, is it?
The Billy lights?
Well, yeah, because it's bilirubin in your...
Huh?
That's what... Bilirubin is what makes you yellow, and that's what makes...
What is bilirubin?
It's... I don't know. It's something in your... I don't know.
So you really don't have any idea
I
what
do
you're
know.
talking about.
Because both of my little kids had jaundice, and they had to go under Billy lights. Bilirubin...
It's
Hold
some
on.
substance in your blood, or
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
I see. And so they call them. Okay,
And they call them Billy lights.
gotcha. Well, now I've lost it again. Oh crap! This is just terrible. Oh no, there it is.
Billy lights are light therapy that are used to treat newborn jaundice.
I could just. We should have. You're right. We should have them here in the studio. Just shine a Billy light on.
A ring Billy light here.
Yeah. Don't I do. I look yellow.
They're working on it furiously in the next room.
No, they're not.
Bilirubin is a yellowish substance made during your body's normal process of breaking down old red blood cells. Bilirubin is found in bile. You know when you throw up bile and it's yellow? That's what it is.
I've got plenty of bile. There's no doubt about that. Plenty.
And Billy Rubin, the inventor of the Reuben sandwich. Thank you, Tom. The delicious Reuben sandwich. One of my favorite sandwiches.
All right. Is that farting around?
Things that must go. Send them to us.
Yeah.
Radio from hell at x96.com.
Put must go in the subject line, and then we'll get to them.
Get them in. I hear.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right, we'll take a break, and then we will return. Presumably, we will return to present a show to you, a real show, not farting around. And let's have your check-ins, if you would, please. 877-602-9696 is the number to call and check in with the Radio from Hell show. We like to hear from you in the morning, so make it so. 877-602-9696. That's the number. Or you can, of course, always text us at 33986.
Thank you very much. Let's see. Oh, UtahAdvocates.com. I'll bet somebody got into an accident over the holidays.
Yes, indeed. I saw a bad one on I-15 when we were on our way to go see Godzilla.
Oh, yeah?
I yelled out the window, "Call the advocates!"
It's one of the first calls you should make after you call the police and you're getting medical help, because the sooner you get the advocates involved in helping get your medical bills taken care of, the better.
801-355-5550. Is that right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. The advocates. It's you can call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they do not charge you for the call. As a matter of fact, they don't charge you any money out of pocket ever. They just, if they take your case, they get you a settlement. That's when they take their
their
bid.
cut.
So.
Easy.
And this isn't just car accidents, with slip and falls. Those can happen this time of year a lot. Pedestrian accidents, cycling accidents, those kinds of things.
So if you need help, if you've been involved in an accident and you don't know what to do, call the advocates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 801-355-5550, or go to UtahAdvocates.com.
Squatters Pub presents Light.
I just had a really interesting email yesterday. I got this email from, it says, "Bill, I won't make it to our lunch meeting at noon. I apologize. I am headed to the dentist for an emergency appointment as a cracked tooth. I hope to send the cell number. I'll give you a call. We'll reschedule. Regards, Scott Howell." That's State Senator Scott Howell.
Okay.
What? I didn't make any lunch appointment with Scott Howell. What is? So then I started looking at the email, and I realized he's sending this email to Bill Krim, who's with the United Way, I think. Bill Krim. And for some reason, he's got Bill Krim's email address, and then he's got Bill Krim again, and it's got my email address.
All the bills.
Yeah, for some reason.
Maybe. Do you know what happened?
Well,
his calendar said lunch with Bill, but he didn't specify, so he just sent it to all the bills.
No, so I sent him a response. I said, "Your email startled me. What? I made a lunch date with Senator Scott Howell? When did I do that? What were we going to talk about? Where do we meet? Am I going crazy?" As I look at the email, I realize you sent you have a lunch date with Bill Krim, not Bill Allred. Somehow you attach Krim to my email address. I certainly wouldn't mind having lunch with you one day, and I'll buy. I think it's unnecessary to have, or unseemly to have a taxpayer buy lunch for a politician, not to mention a radio host. It just doesn't look good, does it? Let me know if I can buy you some hot dog meat sometime. Best, Bill, not Krim, Allred. He got right back to me. I apologize for the miscommunication. I would always enjoy having lunch with you, and more importantly, I eagerly anticipate any opportunity to assist with X96. I'm uncertain how the miscommunication occurred, but I'm pleased it reached you. Keep up the fantastic work. I'm looking forward to our future discussions. I think I'm gonna make a lunch day with him to have hot dog meat.
Sure.
Somewhere.
To all the bills I've lunched before.
My pie is...
Traffic, please.
Crash southbound US 89 at 6295 South. The center lane closed, causing some big delays on Highway 89. It's looking like on the UDOT cameras. Let's see. Is that the only issue we're having right now? Could possibly be. So things are looking good unless you're trying to head up to Ogden on Highway 89. If you see something, you can let us know. Text it to us, 33986.
Let's see if we can figure out some way to have Senator Scott Howell assist X96. I look forward to the opportunity.
He could come and
to assist with X96.
Could alphabetize the vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, good idea.
All right, 6:19. Let's get this over with.
All right, we'll officially begin the program, and then we'll go to your check-ins. The number to use is 877-602-9696. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. You know, you can also text us and check in, 33986. But we do like to hear from you on the phone if you have a mind to do it. So use it, 877-602-9696. All right, Gina?
X96 welcomes All-Star Monster Trucks February 2nd and 3rd at the Maverick Center with an all-new lineup of the nation's best monster trucks. And we have tickets to give away to that this morning for Beat Gina.
The moon is a waning moon. It's in the third quarter. We'll have a new moon on January 11th, a full moon on January 26th. The moon will set today at 12:01 p.m., Today being, let's see, Wednesday, is that right? The third day of January in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2024. It's National Humiliation Day.
What are we supposed to do on National Humiliation Day?
I would say just admit that there are things that humiliate you. It's National Mind Body Wellness Day. And it's Memento Mori Day. Remember that you die Day. Sit and contemplate for a moment. You know, one day this will all be over. It's supposed to make you appreciate your life more. I don't know.
That's why I do that every day.
And it's Women Rock Day.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. This is the world's most exaggerating and annoying morning show. Because, you know, sidewalk talk can get carried away, and you better watch what you say.
Amen.
It's Radio from Hell, starring the lords of morning radio. Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, that's me, Gina Barberi over there. Katie for short is our very fine producer, and we have Dawson, and we have Macy helping out as well.
All right.
Let's see, it's Macy.
Yeah, Macy's.
Yeah, there's Macy.
All right.
Let's see. Check-ins, 877-602-9696. So far, No one's had the courage to call us, or the phones again are broken. We never know for sure.
You can always text. That usually works. 33986.
Seattle Shrink checking in. April in American Fork. Lily, a.k.a. Little Cement Dave, checking in. Hope you guys are warm today. I'm going to be 16 on the 9th.
Oh, congratulations.
Long-time caller, first-time listener, Adam. I want you guys to do an all farting around episode.
The whole show?
Well, that's really what we do. It's,
Kinda.
we pretend that we're
There's
somewhat
some
organized,
structure here,
but
but
not really.
No. Let's see. Johnny B checking in. I can use a radio from hell weigh in.
okay.
Time is getting close for needing to order my interior doors. What are your opinions of solid core versus hollow core doors?
I have an opinion on this.
Solid core.
Yeah.
Solid core all the way. Because I have put my fists through so many hollow core doors and ruined them.
When we were redoing our house and looking for ways to save money, we said, okay, we'll just do the hollow core door, and we still regret it.
You know, when you're angry and you slam the door, it's not nearly as satisfying when it's a hollow core
I
door.
think it is worth spending a little extra for the solid one.
I've already decided against doors with the knob in the middle. Well, yeah, you'd have to go back to 1970.
Yeah, those are and doors with knobs in the middle are stupid.
Yeah. Metal Shop Mark in Tooele checking in. Sticks from Maryland checking in. Morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Let's make it a good one.
Oh, let's.
FOP Holly in West Jordan checking in. Good morning, Lords. Glad you're all back and normal life can return. Well,
We'll see.
Perry City listener checking in. Radio from Hell helps me appreciate my life more. I'll stick with that one.
Okay.
Okay. Good enough.
Radio from Hell Maury. Nick and Harriman checking in on the way up to North Logan, praying for some snow.
Not today, but it's coming.
Apparently there's a lot of fog again at this time in Tooele.
Yeah.
Seattle Shrink, I second the whole farting around episode.
Okay. If you insist.
I don't know how the boss would feel about that.
Not good.
Yeah, but then we could just play random music and out of format music. Just whatever we want.
Yeah, and then
Todd would hate that. Sorry.
Then we wouldn't have a job the next day.
Yeah.
I'm determined to milk this for the next 6 months. So
6 months.
yeah.
Let's go to Karen.
Hey, Karen, hello.
Karen in Wendover?
Hey,
Is that Karen?
I think. I don't know.
Pardon?
Is it Karen from Wendover?
No.
Not from Wendover, no.
Oh, where are you, Karen?
Florida.
Oh, that's farther than...
Karen, I just figured out who you are.
You know me now. Remember me? We were neighbors almost.
Yes, yeah. You lived up on Virginia. I think about you
I did.
every time I pass your house. I think about you. And the other memory I have of you, is you wearing this disgusting cow costume to a Halloween contest we had.
Oh, that was an awesome costume. Wonderful. It had udders you could see.
It had udders.
Yeah, it had big saggy udders, and it was awful. It was just awful.
You remembered it, though, eh?
Yeah, well, yes, I did. I've tried to, and every time I pass your damn house on Virginia,
You think about the
I think
udders?
about those udders.
Yeah, that isn't a good memory.
No.
No. That's the I cannot unsee.
Karen's udders. I remember them well.
Now, Karen, are you permanently in Florida now?
Oh no. I have the perfect retirement, though. I have 2 houses, 2 kids, and 2 climates, and I just drive between them.
Oh.
When it gets too hot down here, I'll head up to Spokane.
You'll drive all the way. You'll drive from Florida
Coast
to
to coast.
Spokane. Jeez.
Oh my gosh, you can't believe the things you can see along the way.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, I saw where they shot Bonnie and Clyde. I've been to the Space Center in Alabama.
Hang on. You
the
saw where they
Alamo.
shot the
I mean,
movie, or they actually shot Bonnie and Clyde?
It's the spot where they shot them.
Where
You
they
have to get
actually
right
shot
on the
them.
gunned
freeway.
them down,
Not
yeah.
the movie. All right.
You know, speaking of Bonnie and Clyde,
Yes.
Pioneer Memorial Theater is doing a Bonnie and Clyde musical.
A
this
musical.
season. A musical about Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, how fun.
Well,
When's that going to be?
I think it's sometime in the spring.
I like that finale number, Riddled with Bullets.
Yeah.
It's a great little tune. It's
That's a great
uplifting.
scene in a movie, isn't it? Man.
Well, I could be coming through Salt Lake at that time. Maybe I'll catch it.
There you go.
All right, Karen.
Thanks, Karen.
Well, nice to hear from you.
I'll keep calling.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Karen.
Keep those udders going.
Oh, no, don't.
Ugh.
Whitney is here.
Hello, Whitney.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're fine, and you?
I'm terrific. Longtime friend of the program, Bill. I've sent you pictures of us many times on the air.
What?
I'm digging the goatee, Bill. I like it a
That's
lot.
more than
I
a
like
goatee.
the long beard.
That's not a goatee anymore.
Yeah, that's
a-
become.
No, it's a big beard.
I don't
What do
know.
you call that?
It's really nice.
Go to beard type names.
I know.
You'll
What
see.
do you call
There
it?
probably
We're gonna
is a
look it
name.
up.
I call
Let
it
me look.
Ed.
I'm sure there's a name for it.
I call it Frank.
Ed.
There's
But
probably
I
a
kind
name
of
for
wanted
it.
also to plug my company a little bit, if I could.
What's your company?
I work for Cascade Plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
We are terrific, friendly, local, very reasonably priced, and our number is 801-970-9660.
I've got your email address, Whitney, and I'll be sending you the invoice for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Nice to hear from you. See you later.
Thanks, Whit.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Let's see. Farting around podcast once a week at someone's house. You guys can drink. People are really pushing this.
Well, I'd be for that. We used to do shows from people's houses fairly often.
Yeah?
We had breakfast at Prince Namor's. Chad, that was his name.
Chad Harris.
Chad, yeah.
Let's see, Bill. It's called a tailback.
What you have is a
An
tailback.
extended goatee. Well, there's not a picture. I just Googled long goatee.
I don't know. I haven't had it professionally groomed. I just try
Go to
to.
images.
I just try to.
Brush it down.
Yeah, you put. I try to trim it off a little bit on the sides, and then you put beard oil or balm on it.
Is Victor still your groomer these days?
I haven't seen Victor in a while, but
Okay.
but he's the last groomer I went.
He's the
to.
last groomer you had?
Yeah.
Hey, talk to a pro. They'll help you out there.
I don't know. Does it
We have beard aficionados listening, I'm sure.
Yes.
Does it need something?
I mean, but does it itchy? Is
No,
it?
no. It's perfectly comfortable. It's hard to not mess with.
Like I've never had facial hair. I mean, I usually
Yes, you
I
have.
pluck it out.
You.
But do you like shampoo it or
Sometimes,
condition it, or-
you condition
like when
it.
you wash your face, do you go down here?
So-
and do
sometimes I use shampoo and conditioner on it, but mostly I wash my face and my beard with just very mild soap.
I would think that's going to dry it out.
Then you use beard balm. So if you were to feel it right now, there's actually a little bit of
So you do, yeah.
oil on it.
All right. Clementine the cat and Luis checking in from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Laser Luke checking in, getting ready for school at Brighton High, and Robotics Club after school.
Cool.
Is that where you learn to be a robot or you make robots?
They make robots.
Oh, that's right. We had.
Yeah.
Is that the same kids we had in
No,
here?
it's
It's a different school, but yeah. Good luck, Laser Luke, creating our new robot overlords.
As Bill was mentioning, dense fog in Tooele. Actually, northwestern Salt Lake Valley is who's having the most trouble. Quarter-mile visibility in some places. So not only does that make visibility hard, it'll leave this layer of moisture on the road and make it slick. So be aware of that. I don't have any accidents to tell you about so far this morning. That's the good news. But if you see something, you can say something and text it to us. 33986 is where you do that. Do you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, multiple unfiled years? Contact McClure & Stewart for a free consultation. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
All right. Thank you very much. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. We got short messages. We got a song coming up. After that song, it's Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Then right after that, no hesitation, we dive right into Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's our Dead Celebrity game. I'm going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of them are fine, 1 of them dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You're going to win a fabulous prize. We'll tell you all about that coming up.
Don't miss a single moment.
People were showing me in the chat room, they were showing me that some Roombas have cameras on them. Speaking of candidate
Mine
number
does.
one.
Mine does.
And there's pictures of people, the Roombas in the bathroom, and people are sitting on the toilet.
My son is convinced
Really?
that the Roomba is mapping our house so that it can be taken over by the government.
Why would the government want to take over your
I
house?
have no idea.
Yeah,
What does the government want with your house?
Nothing.
We'll finally get that bill, all right?
I love that argument about why I need guns. It's to protect me from the government. They have drones.
They have the atomic bomb.
They will always win.
They will win.
They have fighter jets.
Yeah. All right.
A well-regulated militia.
Well,
That's
it's
what
not,
we need.
it's not regulated enough.
No,
Yeah, see, now they're sending me the pictures of people sitting on the toilet from the
I don't
Roomba
want to
now.
see that.
Really?
Hang on. Yeah, it's right there.
How is the Roomba getting in the bathroom if you close the door when you're going? Why?
They can be very insistent. Yeah. The Roomba can
Darn
be
right
very
rude, actually.
Very
Close the
insistent.
door.
I don't know if this is true.
Yeah, see, here's the mapping of the Roomba. Your kid's not wrong. I mean, because that information goes somewhere.
They do map my house.
But I don't think the government cares.
No.
It maps your house so it knows, oh, there's a stair over there. I can't go over
Yeah.
there. And
Or I can send it to a certain area of the house, which I think is really cool. I can say, that area of the house needs a little extra attention, Roomba. Go get it.
Okay.
And it does.
You got it, Mr. B.
I wish it would talk.
It should talk.
That's
Someday.
the next iteration, I'm
Yes,
sure.
it will.
Oh, actually, it does talk now that I think about
What does it say?
It says things like, Roomba needs charging. Yeah.
Oh, so it's very limited. in
Yeah,
what
I
it
mean,
says.
Roomba needs charging, or Roomba is stuck. Roomba is stuck.
it speaks about itself in the third person.
Yes.
Well,
It'd be creepier if it said, "Hey, I'm stuck
Hey, I'm
over
over
here."
here.
I am stuck.
Hey, Bill.
I am stuck.
Now we should customize it.
Yeah.
So that it can say, hey, Bill, you need to charge me. Oh, okay. Sorry, Roomba. That's okay, Bill. Just come and get me. I can't move until I'm charged.
I have no soul.
Well, neither do I, Roomba.
It's often said that the people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day. And today's word is...
Ta. Ta. Listen carefully. You'll hear the mayor of Mona, Utah, and his son Denver have a conversation with ta words sprinkled liberally throughout. Now the mayor of Mona, Don Criddle.
I'm the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, and I've got a message for the town councils of some of Mona's neighboring communities. We here in Mona are tired of taking in your people. There's folks from down to Nephi and folks from up to Santaquin and some from the surrounding areas, like over to Goshen, who've been flooding across our town borders. They're coming to the Young Living Lavender Farm. They're coming to use our rope swing out to the pond. And these border crossers aren't the best people. A lot of them are drinkers and smokers and such. Now, I'm sure some of them are very fine people, but it's just too much. So today, I'm going to authorize our town council to take action.
What kind of action do you think the council will take, Daddy? Because if it was up to me, I know what I'd do about this immigration problem. I know what to do to stop it, Daddy.
I'm probably going to be sorry I asked this, but what you would the future mayor of Mona, Denver Criddle, what would you do to stop the flow of them people coming to our town?
It's simple, Daddy. We got to build a wall. We got to build a big wall, a beautiful wall, the biggest, the best wall all around Mona City. That would stop them.
All right, Denver, a wall. You're right. That would control them immigrants from Santaquin and the like from coming here. But hell, son, that's a lot of work to build a wall around the whole city. You need materials and manpower for a project such as that, don't you know?
I know, Daddy. I got an idea about that, too. We get a bunch of junked cars from the auto salvage place, and then we pile them junkers all around the town border. And then, you know what we also have an embarrassing abundance of here in Mona, don't you?
Yep, that would be tumbleweeds. We do have an embarrassment of tumbleweeds in this town.
That's right, Daddy. We got more tumbleweeds than we have residents of Mona. So we take as many tumbleweeds as we need, and we put them all around the border, kind of fill in any gaps that there might be. Because I'm telling you, Daddy, folks trying to sneak into Mona from up to Santaquin or down to Nephi will get one look at that junk car and tumbleweed barricade. They'll hightail it right back to wherever they came from.
Son, I think you may have something. I'm going to head over to the council meeting right now and pitch it to them.
Will you tell them it was my idea, Daddy? It was my idea.
No, I won't. I'll tell them that this idea came from the future mayor of Mona, Utah, whose last name just happens to be Criddle.
But it was my idea, Daddy, not the future. Oh, wait, that is me, isn't it, Daddy? Tell them that I am their retribution.
Denver, you don't catch on quick, but you do eventually catch on.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah word of the day.
Well, that's over.
On this day, 1986, Talk released Life's What You Make It, the lead single from the third studio album, The Color of Spring.
I love that song. There's a live version of it that I really like. Thank you, Carrie Jackson.
That is not the one that was released on this day.
That's
Otherwise,
okay.
I might
That's
have
all right.
looked harder, but there you go. Big Boy News now. Right after the Big Boy News, here in about 10 minutes, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's our Dead Celebrity game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of them, fine. Just fine. 1 of them, dead. Pick the dead one correctly, and you will win.
Tickets to see Alkaline Trio March 21st at the Complex.
Alkaline Trio tickets, easy to win. 877-602-9696. Line up now to play Frank Christ Presents. Right now, Big Boy News, brought to you by
Utah First Credit Union. They work with you, not just your credit score, because your experience matters. Apply for a judgment-free auto loan and color outside the credit lines at utahfirst.com.
An actor and stunt woman was one of several pedestrians injured by a reckless New York City driver who now faces an attempted murder charge. Carrie Burnens, the 29-year-old performer, was in critical condition on New Year's Day after being pinned under a food truck that she'd been walking near when the fleeing driver struck that truck. In a post to Burnens' Instagram, the stunt woman's mother, Patricia, said that the truck falling knocked Burnens unconscious and left her with multiple broken bones, fractures, and chipped teeth. An update Tuesday said said the mom she's a new mother, had undergone 1 surgery, but pelvis injuries have left her unable to put much weight on her legs for the time being. But she is healing. She was apparently in Black Panther and as a stunt person and actor. And she was in The Color Purple, which has just been released.
Brand new one,
yeah. And so there you go. So now we'll move on to the parade of people that we don't like running for Senate.
Oh, boy.
After initially denying the idea, Representative John Curtis is now running for U.S. Senate. Sources told Fox 13 News political reporter Ben Winslow on Tuesday, Ben, we missed the purple in your hair,
Yes.
that the representative for Utah's 3rd Congressional District will run for the seat that will be vacated by Senator Mitt Romney next year. Romney announced in September he will not seek re-election in 2024. He was in office for only one term after being elected in 2018, replacing Orrin Hatch, who
Speaking
retired.
of Orrin Hatch.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Who retired after 42 years in office. Curtis has gone back and forth about running to replace Romney. He said, no, well, I'm not going to do it. And then he said, well, people really want me to do it. And but, you know, I think he owes it to the people of his congressional district to serve out his term. But that, you know, with the prospect of becoming a senator, that's much more exciting. Now, the news of Curtis's run for Senate comes on the same day as several candidates officially filed their candidacy for that same seat. Among them, the son of the late Senator Orrin Hatch, Brent Orrin Hatch.
Yeah, you got to leave the Orrin in there.
It's Brent O.
Yeah.
B.O.
B.O. Hatch.
Yes.
Hatch is seeking the same Senate seat in the Senate that his father held for 42 years, from 1977 until his retirement in 2019.
He's a bow tie guy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he's more than that. Way.
Oh,
he's bad.
Oh, is he?
In his
Okay.
campaign announcement, Hatch touted his experience in politics, but emphasized that he left Washington 33 years ago and is not a professional politician.
Buzzword.
He is the founder of Hatch Law Group, where he works as a trial attorney.
Okay.
During his time in D.C., Brent Hatch served in the U.S. Department of Justice,
Okay.
the offices of Presidents Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush,
Okay.
and he was a clerk for Judge Robert Bork.
Ding.
Signal.
He has also been a director and treasurer of the Federalist Society for over 35 years.
There you go.
Okay.
And was a
See?
delegate for the Utah at the 2004 National Republican
So
Convention.
in this sense, I would much rather have John Curtis as a senator
Instead
than
of
this-
B.O.?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh,
here's
yeah.
what he says. Quote, this is B.O. Hatch. I am prepared to use the knowledge and contacts from my experiences fighting as a lawyer for my clients in representing the people of the state of Utah. In an interview with Fox, Hatch said he's seen a decline in the government since his father died in 2022. You know, it was still pretty good when my dad was alive.
Well,
But now, my father was a United States Senator for Utah. I watched him be one of the most effective people in my entire life, and I've watched since he's died, government's fallen apart. Like, you know, Hatch was
he
the
was
glue.
holding it
He was the
together.
linchpin, and now Hatch joined several other Republicans to replace Romney. Now, of course, we mentioned Curtis, also running. Former Utah House Speaker Brad Wilson, Riverton Mayor Trent Staggs,
He's worse.
he's
Roosevelt
especially-
Mayor Rod Byrd.
That's what I'm saying. Out of all these people, John Curtis is the.
Could I finish the list?
Oh yeah.
There's more?
Let me finish the list, Gina. Okay, so Brad Wilson, Trent Staggs, Roosevelt Mayor Brad Byrd, podcaster Ty Jensen. Who's that?
No idea.
State employee Josh Randall, former Utah House candidate Carolyn Phippen, and, of course, John Curtis. Let's see if I can open a link for Ty Jensen.
All I had to hear was podcaster, and I went, nope. Nope.
Well, he's a really good podcaster.
Nope.
Anyway, there you go. But it's a parade of people you don't like.
Crazy. Yeah.
At least 55 people were killed in the powerful earthquake that struck western Japan on Monday. The authorities said a day after the disaster, as they continued to comb through the rubble of collapsed and burned buildings, they think they may find more. The dead included 24 in Washima, a city in the Ishikawa prefecture, the coastal epicenter of the earthquake, which triggered tsunami warnings. A large fire broke out in Washima after the quake, which registered 7.6 on the seismic intensity scale. Some people died after being trapped in rubble from the destroyed buildings. Tsunami warnings were listed Tuesday morning. About 33,000 homes in that town in Ishikawa and neighboring Niigata prefecture were without power on Tuesday morning, according to the chief cabinet secretary. 20,000 homes lacked running water, and people were, and some of the pictures the buildings are just tilted. It looks like Godzilla has walked through this little town. And a rare earthquake jolted New York City.
Really?
And the mid-Atlantic region early yesterday morning, according to the USGS. The first earthquake struck around 1 a.m. near Rockville, Maryland, which is just northwest of Washington. According to initial estimates, it was a 2.3 magnitude quake at a depth of 9.5 miles, and which is pretty weak. So it didn't rock New York City. Some people didn't
noticed
even feel it. Yes, some people felt it, some people didn't. Further north in New York City, there was a 1.7 magnitude earthquake. These aren't really earthquakes. These are just like drink mixers. You know, you've just poured the elements of your cocktail, and the earthquake starts, and it kind of
It's handy.
And yeah, and you go, hey, I hadn't mixed my drink. Okay, way to go. Flu and respiratory illnesses are very on the rise in Utah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Pharmacist Sean Sorensen said that the Gunnison Market Pharmacy in central Utah is seeing more cases of flu and other respiratory illnesses, but giving far fewer flu shots this season. People are definitely more resistant to get the shots this year than they have been. I think we burned them out with the COVID shots a little bit. Because
not me. I got mine right
Yeah.
away.
I got my flu shot and COVID shot at the same time.
I got my COVID shot and my flu shot and my RSV shot. I didn't get them all at the same time. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are seeing more elevated and increasing levels of flu-like illnesses in most areas of the country. More than 30 states are currently seeing high or very high levels, including all around Utah, although the state still ranks at a moderate level. There are other states that are far worse. During the week before Christmas, 29,000 people were admitted to hospitals with COVID-19, another 15,000 with the flu, and thousands more with RSV, and those numbers are only expected to go up. By the way, those numbers were nationwide, 29,000. So,
I know that we got ours through like CVS and things like that, and it used to be, it used to be you'd be able to walk in and say, I'd like a shot, and they'd say, give us 15 minutes, and you could get one. Yeah. You just can't walk in and do that anymore.
I mean, some places you can.
I did at my pharmacy. I just walked in. Can I get a shot today?
Yep. Every shot that I've had in the past year and a half, we've had to make appointments with the pharmacist.
I forget which one it was. They said, we've run out for today. We'll get some more tomorrow, but could just come in tomorrow. The U.S. saw a historical decrease in the number of homicides across the country last year.
Well, that's not what Mr. Hannity told me.
Well, according to Datalytics, a data firm that provides analytics to organizations including law enforcement, they found a nearly 13% drop in the murder rate over the last year. The number of murders decreased by 1,266 in 2023. I think we're just losing our will.
We're lazy.
We're not
That's
trying
what it
hard
is.
enough.
We are lazy.
A total of 8,656 total compared to 9,922 in 2022. Even though the total number of murders may have decreased across the country, some individual jurisdictions saw spikes in murder. Washington, D.C. had a 35% increase in homicides, keeping it at the number one spot for murders per capita, and it is often the number one spot for murders per capita. Large cities like Detroit, though, recorded the fewest total homicides it's had in almost 60 years. But even with this statistical dip, most Americans surveyed, 77% say there's more crime in the United States than there was a year ago. I know there is.
Because Joe Rogan told them that there is.
55% majority said the same thing about crime in their local area. Gallup said figures are similar to what it measured last year and rank among the most pessimistic readings in respective trends. A former Kentucky county official who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples now has to pay a total of $260,104 in fees and expenses to attorneys who represented one couple, a federal judge has ruled. The judgment against Kim Davis is in addition to a total of $1,000 in damages that a jury said she should pay the couple. $100,000 in damages that a jury said she should pay the couple who won the lawsuit against her. Attorneys for Davis had argued that the fee request by the couple's lawyers was excessive, but U.S. District Judge Philip L. Bunning said, I disagree. Bunning called one claim by Davis's lawyers exaggerated and said another belies logic. Davis has to pay the men's attorney's fees and costs because they prevailed in the lawsuit, Bunning said. That's the way the law works.
This is the clerk that denied them their marriage license. By the way, she's been married 4 times.
Yeah.
They sought to vindicate their fundamental right to marry and obtain marriage licenses, Judge Bunning said, of the couple who won the judgment against Davis, and they did so. Rowan County residents David Ermold and David Moore won the lawsuit against Davis. The jury awarded them $50,000 each, and the Supreme Court has declined to take an appeal on that, and so there you go. And finally this, I don't know if we have a picture of this guy, but one American media personality and entrepreneur is a whole lot richer, specifically $1 million, as he puts it, effing bucks richer, although he didn't say effing.
Who?
Following a Michigan victory over Alabama Monday night in the college football playoffs. Barstool Sports CEO Dave Portnoy. You should take a look at this guy. If anybody deserves to win $1 million.
Those Barstool people are... Ugh.
He took to social media after the game to celebrate not only the Wolverines' 27-20 Rose Bowl win, but also the $1 million bet that he placed on his alma mater to emerge. He went to college? On his alma mater to emerge victorious over the Crimson Tide. Yeah, I'm $1 million effing bucks richer. Finally, the Big Ten punched the SEC in the mouth and watched their teeth break. Tale of two halves. We dominated. Man, what a deserving winner.
I'll say. And gracious.
All right. That's just sort of a lead into sports, Gina.
Jimmy Kimmel and Aaron Rodgers are fighting again, and it's all over Jeffrey Epstein's soon-to-be unmasked list of associates. Late-night TV talk show host is threatening New York Jets quarterback with legal action after Aaron suggested on live TV that Jimmy might be one of Epstein's associates.
Now, why would he do that?
To be a dick.
I mean, Jimmy's poked fun at Aaron a lot because Aaron is an easy target.
But I mean, why? I don't know why he. Or is he just dumb because if you say something that slanderous, you could be sued. Jimmy, if there's no basis in truth, and Jimmy Kimmel said, "I'll see you in court," they would go to court.
That's what he's saying.
And
I'm going to take you to court if you say it again.
Yeah. So there's that. The Jazz tonight, they are home against the Detroit Pistons, who are 3-30. Go Jazz. Weather.
They've won 3 now.
The Detroit Pistons have won 3.
Wonderful.
So we have storms lining up. First storm coming into southern Utah today. Probably not going to see any of that. And storm number 2 comes in around lunch hour on Friday. We will see some of that. Strongest of the bunch looks like Saturday night with snow through Sunday night and starting into the first part of the week. So that's great. Traffic, I don't have any accidents to tell you about, but I do need to warn you about fog. Locally dense fog across portions of northwestern Salt Lake Valley with visibility under a quarter mile in some places. If traveling, reduce your speeds, use your low beam headlights, and slow down because it can put moisture down on the road and make things slick. If you see something, you can text us 33986. Do you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, multiple unfiled years? Contact McClure & Stewart for a free consultation. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Well, Frank, how's your... I know a lot of people are suffering from colds and flu. Are you okay?
I don't have a respiratory system.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Frank Christ, he's just a skeleton.
I used to.
Just a big bag of bones. You used to in whatever your life was.
I was mortal.
This is a curse that you have to reap the souls of celebrities.
That's exactly why I've been told to do it.
Why? What did you do that caused this?
I'll tell the story someday. We just don't have time.
All right.
Frank, it involved falling out of a tree. I'll say that.
Falling out of a tree.
That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
Frank Christ is here. He joins us in the studio most weekdays. He comes through the window somehow in his electric scooter.
I come in through the studio window.
Wearing his cowl and carrying his scythe. And he comes here to play a little game we call Frank Christ Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank has given me a list of celebrities. 3 of the celebrities on this list.
They're just fine.
They're precious and they're just fine. But one, Frank has taken because he reaps the souls of precious celebrities. And as you can tell, it makes him very sad.
I love our precious celebrities.
Do we have a contestant?
Doug is on the phone.
Doug, good morning. How are you?
There's Doug.
I'm doing great. How are you? I'm sorry. I'm fine. I'm just fine.
There you go.
I think that's great, Doug. I'm fine, too. Just fine. All right, Doug, we're going to play the game. You identify the dead celebrity on this list of 4, and you could win tickets to...
Alkaline Trio coming to the complex on March 21st.
Ready to go, Doug?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. These all are famous Keiths. People with the first name Keith, and one of them is dead. Number 1, Keith Olbermann. Spent the first 20 years of his career in sports journalism. He was a sports correspondent for CNN and local TV and radio, winning Best Sportscaster Awards from the California Associated Press 3 times. He co-hosted ESPN Sports Center. Olbermann hosted the weeknight political commentary Countdown with Keith Olbermann on MSNBC. He received attention for his pointed criticism of American conservative and right-wing politicians. Number 1, Keith Olbermann. Number 2, Keith Jarrett. Pianist and composer, Jarrett started his career with Art Blakey. He played with Miles Davis and Charles Lloyd. He was a group leader and solo performer in jazz, jazz fusion, and classical music. Number 2, Keith Jarrett. Number 3, Keith David. Appeared in over 300 films. Starred in such films as The Thing, Platoon, They Live, Dead Presidents, Armageddon, There's Something About Mary, Requiem for a Dream. He's also been a noted voice actor on things like Adventure Time and Rick and Morty. Number 3, Keith David. And finally on this list of Keiths, Keith Emerson, English keyboardist, songwriter, composer, and record producer. Played keyboards in a number of bands before finding his first commercial success with a band called Nice, and then he was a founding member of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Number 4, Keith Emerson. All right, Doug, which one of these Keiths is no longer with us?
I'm going to guess number 3.
Keith David?
No, he's fine.
He's fine. I'm sorry.
He's the president on Rick and Morty.
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay.
He's just
I think he's about 68. But listen, I'm going to give you another chance, Doug, because I like the sound of your voice. Listen carefully and see if you can pick the dead celebrity. Is it Keith Olbermann, Keith Jarrett, or Keith Emerson?
I'm going to guess Keith Emerson.
Very good. We believe in, unlike Frank, I believe in second chances. So you win. Keith Emerson died in 2016. He was 71. Unfortunately, a self-inflicted gunshot wound, but he had very bad alcohol and heart problems and nervous disorders. And
Troubles.
so forth. Very troubles. All right. Congratulations, Doug. You've won tickets to see Alkaline Trio. They're a very good, great band live. And if you'll hang on the line, somebody will tell you what you need to do next.
All right. Well.
Yes?
I'm going to go check on Dabney Coleman.
Oh.
Yeah. Every year you have to check.
Isn't he?
He's close
92.
to 90.
92.
92.
Oh, wow.
Too ornery to die.
He's been on the list before here.
Yes.
Frank Chris
I know he's been on Carrie's list a couple of times.
Are we doing our list tomorrow?
Yes, you have to have your
Okay.
lists ready for tomorrow.
Oh, you said Thursday.
Tomorrow is Thursday.
Oh, tomorrow is. That's right. We didn't have a Monday today.
Stephen Stills is 79.
Oh, yeah.
Victoria Principal, 75.
She's fine.
Gina, I think I better go check on her. Yes. Bye, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And no accidents, but locally dense fog across portions of northwestern Salt Lake Valley early this morning. Visibility under a quarter mile in some cases. So if you're driving, reduce your speeds, use low beam headlights, and remember that fog can put a layer of moisture on the ground that could be slick. Yes, that's traffic.
All right, we're going to take a break. KXRK Provo will be back after these. Very short break with your list of things that must go. Radio.
Time to send them in real quick. Radio from hell at x96.com.
Thank you.
X96 is everywhere.
Let's see.
I'm all full of olive juice.
Have you been drinking the olive juice? You're not supposed to.
You can. I've just been drinking it out of the bottle.
I think it might help my cold. But
The
by the
olive
way,
juice, really?
if people have
Yeah.
noticed I sound funny, I have a little cold. It is not COVID.
But I'll tell you, if I catch a cold because you're being here, I'm going to be very unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Hasn't the rule been since COVID? You really should even stay home if you have a cold.
But I feel bad because I was just gone for.
You could have worked from home.
You got the gear. It's all right. People are placing bets that you're going to call in Monday, though.
No. I'm fine. I'm fine. So fine.
I hope I don't have to call in Monday.
You're fine. We're all fine.
You know, colds are very contagious.
Yeah.
And we're here in a room.
I felt bad about not coming in.
How much worse will you feel when Carrie or I or both of us get sick?
I'll be fine.
I'm not going to get sick. I've gotten crazy about washing my hands to the point where it's almost obsessive, but I haven't gotten sick.
But you're breathing the air in here.
Here, I'll open the door.
It's not going to help because now Bill Riley is going to get his ice. And oh, no, that's at 8 o'clock. Sorry.
Yeah, it's past. Oh,
it's
past,
so.
yeah.
But this is 9 o'clock now when people start to file in.
When person starts to
when
file.
Person
when a person starts to file.
One person file
yeah,
in?
a person files in
a
to
person.
work. Hey, look, a person's working here. We've been really lucky with
persons?
Interns, though.
We really have.
I credit Katie for finding the good ones.
I mean, what the hell? I mean, Dawson even came back for a second round.
Yeah.
That's
we
really
didn't
weird.
beat him up enough the first time.
I appreciate the help because they find the questions for me, Gina, and then I mutilate them.
I really almost don't know what they do because they work just behind the scenes and Katie takes care of it.
I stay out of it.
They edit things, they post things, they answer phones.
All of the stuff that I've been exposed to when I do notice what they do fabulous work.
I do know that not one of them has gotten me coffee.
Not one.
That's not their job.
Which is very irritating. Well, I know it's not their job, but they could have offered.
They are busy.
All right.
The reason you don't see them is they're busy.
I'll go get my own coffee.
Oh, there's somebody's
running to get me
That's
coffee.
Bill Riley. He's an hour late.
You're late, Bill.
You're an hour late getting ice. All right.
I'm not familiar with this town. Canesville?
Canesville,
Yep.
yes.
Not Kaysville. Kanesville. That's where Tim lives, and
He's probably him and 3 other people.
yeah.
I think it's in Weber County.
In Canesville?
I think.
Why does it feel like it's south to me?
Oh.
Oh, anyway. All right. Well, nice to hear from you, Canesville.
We're number 1 in Canes.
Oh, we're huge in Canesville. All right. Things that must go now, brought to you by...
Need something for the gamer in your life? Check out Hter Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Located at 6831 South State and online at HterGames.com.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you. You can't stand them anymore. You want to get them out of your life. And so, you know what? You send them to us. And we'll read your must-goes on the air. And maybe it'll make you feel better. And at the very least, well, sometimes when we read them, these things actually disappear from people's
We've heard
lives.
from people that say
So send your must-goes or anytime you feel like it to radiofromhell@x96.com. Put must-go in the subject line. And you want to start, Gina?
Sure. A couple of my things that must go. Every year at Christmas time, I wish I had double recycling bin available.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I almost think they should give you an extra can for the month of December.
I'm lucky because my next door neighbor is Jewish and does not celebrate Christmas, and so we can always say, "Hey, Jackie, can we use your recycling?"
Because now I'm all off. Like you fill up the can, but then you have your regular amount of recycling that you usually have, and we need another can. Another thing of mine, I mean, this is a common one, but I'm walking the dog yesterday, and someone comes tearing through the neighborhood like twice as fast as they should be going, and I have to resist the urge to throw something at them when they're doing that. Like, we should be able to do that. If you're driving too fast, you should be able to throw things at the car, I think.
You need one of those strips that the cops use.
Yeah. Let's see. This from Please Don't Use My Name, and you'll see why. My thing that must go is a company that fires every good employee they've ever had just because they stand up for what's right, not for what the company wants its employees to do. That happens to a lot of people. They can relate to that. Let's see. Hello, chat room Andrew here. You can use my name. Shingles must go.
No.
My wife was in constant hip and back pain the week of Christmas. She thought it was just a flare-up of her sciatic nerve that bothers her from time to time. She couldn't sleep, couldn't get comfortable. Then Sunday evening, the rashes showed up. Of course, all the urgent cares were closed on New Year's Day. And to top it all off, she's switching jobs, so she doesn't have health insurance right now. She got her meds last night, so hopefully she'll be able to sleep. Fellow children of the 80s, remember to get your shingles vaccine as soon as you turn 50 or earlier if you're immunocompromised. I got mine, and you only have to get it one time, and then you're done. I mean, it's a two-shot thing,
shots,
but then that's it. You never have to worry about shingles again. Thanks for letting me listen, Andrew.
That it?
Yep.
I'll go next. I have a couple of my own. Let's see. Headlines in the news that tried just to be too cute, too clever. There's one this morning, and it's about a cat that's reunited with its family, and it says, "A perfect end to the holidays." Please, it's not creative. It's been done a million times. Don't write those headlines. And then also losing the work that you did from the day before. That must go. This one says, "What must go? Hello, lords and lady. You can use my name. What must go is some apps and websites, you have to create an account with a password. The must go part is some of these apps don't need case-sensitive passwords. It's just a small inconvenience to have to add a special character. And then if I ever have to enter the password again, I forget it's case-sensitive. I don't know about you, but last time I checked, I don't think people want to try to hack into an account for a restaurant and book a reservation or schedule a haircut."
Yep.
Everything should be a thumbprint, I think.
Thank you, and that's from, says you can use my name. Oh, it's Andrew. There we go. And then this one is from our intern, Dawson Dow. "Good morning, Lords of Radio. Dawson here. A few things on my list that have been grinding my gears. Anytime I cut up an onion, the stench lingers underneath my fingernails."
Oh, yeah.
How would you know, Gina? When was the last time you ever cut up an onion? What do you mean, lingers under my fingernails and sets up camp for a week. All I wanted to do was make a nice beef and broccoli pot roast. The fact that I don't make or budget money enough to buy a trash compactor. The other day, I was stomping on my garbage like everyone else, and the next thing I knew, I had ice cream all over my shoes. Lords, help me. And finally, the little piece of skin on my fingernail that yanks up like a piece of Twizzlers pull-in peels.
Ooh.
It hurts, and it should just snap off like
Yes,
peanut brittle
yes.
instead. But life is hard, but no one should have to go through this.
I hate that.
Dawson. All right,
Thanks,
Terry?
Dawson. Let's see, a couple from the foot of Mount Doom. The very vague colonoscopy prep instructions that you get. We'll call you the afternoon before your procedure. Don't eat the day before. Like, not the entire day, no matter when my procedure is. I know you as an employee, you know what we need to do to prepare for the procedure, but it's either the first time or the first time in 5 years, so fill in the details. It's okay to give me more information than I need in a situation like this. Also, if your running shoe is part of the advertising campaign is about how scientific and special it is and how it's been designed and our engineers and then you cheap out on the shoelaces when I order it, and they're those thin little and they don't stay tied. Got to double tie them. If you are an actor,
Yes.
Bill's listening.
In a presentation, let's say a theme park,
Okay.
where you're playing a part,
Okay.
don't mumble your lines. I know you've said them a million times, but this is the first time I'm hearing them. Don't mumble it. I know you're probably tired of saying these words. Bill will attest that's part of what an actor does.
I played Hansel in Hansel and Gretel 400 times over a season of acting.
And it's especially egregious if I'm paying $250 extra for your performance.
Yes.
Well, yes, I'm getting a lightsaber in return.
But still.
But your performance is part of it. Don't mumble your lines. That little kid next to me was like, what did she say? What? Also, things that must go, me shaking hands ever again. I have to renew this vow again. It's been many years, but now I have to, everyone, if I don't shake your hands, do not take it personally. I'm just tired of getting sick.
Yes.
All right? Okay. And finally, on my list of things that must go, glitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's just a little glitter. There's no such thing as just a little glitter.
Glitter is glitter.
And you can't get rid of it.
And then and in the card, that they send, sorry, it's just a little bit of glitter. Yes, you, all right? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I don't need to go through my holiday cards like, I'm CNN and I'm opening worried about anthrax, I shouldn't have to do that.
No.
Packages with the ribbon, the glitter on the ribbon.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
It's awful.
So, once I am your president, I will outlaw glitter.
A day one? Is that a day one thing?
Day one. People are saying, and I'm hearing that at day one I will rid the world of glitter.
He's the glitter ritter.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Just one accident to tell you about. Crash eastbound I-80. This is out at Lake Point, milepost 99. Could be due to the fog that folks are dealing with out there on the roads. Slow down. Don't turn your brights on. Remember that the fog can make things a little slick out there, so give yourself some extra space. But we don't have any other accidents to tell you about. You can text us if you see something, though. 33986 is where you do that.
All right. All right, we got boners coming up. Here are the candidates you'll be considering. Boner candidate number 1. The pastor tried to baptize a man's head in a deep fryer. Boner candidate number 2. I'll tell you who's responsible. Barbra Streisand and Ryan Reynolds. That's who's responsible.
Oh, I see.
And boner candidate number 3. The best way to stop indoctrination of our children by liberals is to get the kids drunk and then punch them.
Oh, yes, it's true. All right. Let's see. We've got messages, a song on vinyl, just so you know, a 45 RPM vinyl. And then we'll get to news and boners and all that stuff, so stand by.
Even though Radio from Hell. Listen, I have a list here.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
I don't know why they asked this question specifically, but it's kind of interesting. It's a poll of 2,000 U.S. adults with streaming subscriptions, and they were asked, what is your favorite on-screen friendship on TV? This is on TV. Okay. Friendship. Mm-hmm. And what is your favorite on-screen family, television family? So the best on-screen friends, just 2 people.
Okay.
In each group. Now, some of these I don't know. This is 2,000 Americans, people who watch a lot of TV. Olivia Benson and Elliot Stabler.
Well, that's your Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy?
No.
No. That's
Stabler is
not Grey's Anatomy.
No,
this is a show I do not watch at all.
What is it?
Law and Order SVU.
I've never seen it. So
Special Victims Unit.
Oh, that's
Mariska
Maloney.
Hargitay.
That's Maloney and
Yeah.
Hargitay.
Wednesday and Enid.
That's Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah. Walter White and Jesse Pinkman.
Yes.
Breaking Bad.
Were they friends?
Although that's dysfunctional
Yeah,
friendship.
yes and no. Yeah. In ultimately, I think they. Rachel and Monica.
Friends.
Yeah.
Friends, yeah.
Robin and Steve.
Robin and Steve?
From
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Okay.
Yeah. Chandler and Joey. Friends.
That's Friends.
Here's one I really didn't know. Corey and Sean. You know what show that is?
No.
Boy Meets World.
No, I didn't see that.
Jerry and George.
They're my favorites, yeah.
Seinfeld. Laverne and Shirley. I wonder what show that is.
I don't know.
Laverne and Shirley. And Kevin and Paul.
That's Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Wonder Years.
Was Paul the little... that kid.
Here's a
He's
text.
Millhouse.
Here's a texter saying Quark and Odo from Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
I'll take that one,
Yeah,
sure.
sure. All right, now the best on-screen families.
All right.
The Addams Family.
Sure.
Okay. I guess so. The Simpsons.
Yes.
The Brady Family.
Yeah. Are Gilmore Girls on this list?
The Bundy Family. Married with Children.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Then the Addams Family again. Oh, one was the Addams Family on Wednesday. The other's the Addams Family on the Addams
Really?
Family.
I should have just combined.
And that would be why they're different. That would have been my favorite, I think. The original Addams.
The original.
Family. Yeah. The Barone Family.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond. He's really what's his name turned into
Ray?
Ray. No. Well, they both have Ray and his brother. What's the actor's name?
I can't remember his name.
Everybody loves Raymond. Both have turned into be really interesting actors in these projects.
The brother owns a comedy club in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I think it's in the Flamingo.
Yeah.
Then there's the Taylor Family, which I disagree.
Taylor.
I hated those people.
Oh, the Tool Time?
Yeah,
Tool
Tim
Time?
Taylor,
Yeah.
Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Brad Garrett is who.
Brad Garrett, thank you.
Brad Garrett.
That's right. The Tanner Family.
Yeah.
This one.
Who's the Tanners?
Full House.
Yeah.
The Braverman Family, a show I didn't watch.
What show is that?
Parenthood.
Oh, okay.
And the Banks Family.
I don't know.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I don't
No Gilmore Girls?
No. That wasn't a family
Wait a
show.
minute.
Sure was.
You have to have a dad. It's got to be a dad, okay?
No Sopranos?
No.
Oh, it's 6 feet under. How
How
about,
about,
there should have been
Nick
a-
says, where's the House Stark?
Yeah.
the Huxtables weren't on there?
No, that's a
Well, I think that's probably a good choice.
I think they've been canceled.
Hawkeye and Trapper, says Tom.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Friendship, yeah.
Yeah, Friendships.
Yeah.
That should have been on there. Yeah, Buddy Buddies. Well, you could have put...
Somebody says JD and Turk from Scrubs. They were good.
Oh, yeah, they were good
Yeah.
ones. That's a good example. I like that one.
Yeah.
And I would go so far to say Gilmore Girls are family and friends. How about that?
I think, Gina, that if they acted more like friends than family, you would never know.
It could be on both lists.
No, you would never know because she had to act like her teenage daughter. They weren't a family.
You shut up about
There was no man in the house. There has to be a man in the house. The Goldbergs, well, maybe no.
Oh, Andrew, Bashir and Garrick from Deep Space Nine. We're coming back to Deep Space Nine again. Anytime you want to, I'll be there.
Well, Spock and McCoy, no, they weren't really close, were they?
Shut up, Spock. We're rescuing you. Let's see. Well, let's do the promo.
Green blood.
They had quite the relationship, those two. I mean, McCoy was just darn right racist to him.
Yeah, they were
a lot
always
of times.
bickering but Spock was condescending to everyone, Leonard Nimoy, the way he played it. He was condescending to everyone, but even more so with Dr. McCoy.
McCoy was great in that Khan was holding a knife to his throat, and McCoy was talking him through how to do it properly. You know, the carotid artery, or whatever it was. He's explaining to him that you need to go a little higher. All right. Frankie. There you go. On vinyl. There you go.
It's my favorite part of the whole song.
7:22 right now, and it's time for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, January 3, 2024. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1, the pastor tried to baptize a man's head in a deep fryer. Dwayne Waden, a pastor in High Point, North Carolina, headed to the McDonald's when his wife complained she was being disrespected by her colleagues there. So she works there.
Okay.
And she calls him and says, they're disrespecting me.
Okay.
So Pastor Waden grabbed a cook's head and tried to shove him into the deep fryer, according to police. And now the pastor faces an assault charge. According to the police report, Pastor Waden came into the McDonald's on South Main Street, walked around the counter, placed his hands around the neck of the victim, pushing his head toward the deep fryer, punched him several times in the face, and did not relent until he was pulled off by other employees. The victim suffered contusions, and scratches, and was transported to the hospital. There's reportedly video of the incident, but it hasn't been released yet. McDonald's subsequently announced that Ms. Waden, the pastor's wife, is no longer employed by the franchise. According to CBS News, the safety and security of our employees' customers is our top priority. Pastor Waden's Elevated Life International Ministry has a YouTube channel featuring some of his sermons. No baptisms, though. He likes to do that in the deep fryer. Boner candidate number 1, the pastor tried to baptize a man's head in a deep fryer. Here's boner candidate number 2. I'll tell you who's responsible. Barbara Streisand and Ryan Reynolds. That's who's responsible.
Huh?
Representative Lauren Boebert, Republican, Colorado, is blaming Hollywood stars Ryan Reynolds and Barbara Streisand as part of the reason she has decided to switch districts. Boebert accused Hollywood stars of, quote, trying to buy her current congressional district by donating to her Democratic opponent, Adam Frisch, in an interview on Steve Bannon's War Room podcast Saturday. She said the reason for switching from the state's 3rd congressional district to the 4th congressional district was about, quote, how we can best defend and advance conservative principles.
Because you're losing in your district.
But we need a strong voice there, and we have to shut down the Hollywood elites who are trying to buy my current district, she said. There's been close to $10 million poured into this district by the seat, to buy the seat, and Colorado's 3rd district is not for sale. Now, $10 million.
Okay.
Here's the truth of it.
Yeah.
You can't.
Here's the truth of it.
No,
Yeah.
that's illegal.
Here's the truth of it. Barbara Streisand and Ryan Reynolds each donated to her opponent,
Yes.
the Democrat. Ryan Reynolds donated $500,
Yeah.
and Barbara Streisand donated $1,000. So $1,500.
And there
and
are
they're trying to buy the district.
and you can't do that anyway. There are limits to the
Yeah.
amount of money you can donate to a campaign.
It's coming from Hollywood, and when you have Barbara Streisand coming in and donating to the Democrat, and when you have Ryan Reynolds coming in and donating to the Democrat, it shows you that Hollywood is trying to buy their way into Congress.
Lauren, we
she
wouldn't
said.
have known this if you hadn't have told us. First of all.
What an idiot. Boner candidate number 2. I'll tell you who's responsible. I'll tell you. Barbara Streisand and Ryan Reynolds. That's who's responsible.
All right.
Yeah, $1,500. You're a cheap date, baby.
Yeah, that's that's a billboard maybe, if that.
Coming in a moment, boner candidate number 3. You know, the best way to stop indoctrination of our children by liberals is to get the kids drunk and then punch them.
Yes. Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
Become a nurse in just 32 months at Nightingale College, blending online classes with on-ground supervised field experience. Virtual college, actual nursing. Start your nursing journey at nightingale.edu, now accepting enrollment for spring semester.
Former Beverly Hills 90210-10210 star Ian Ziering, Ian Ziering,
Idiot.
Said Monday that the incident in Los Angeles has left him deeply concerned. I watched the video of this. He's lucky to be not.
Yeah,
I mean,
that crowd should have taken him out.
Ian Ziering has addressed the alleged scuffle he was involved in with multiple bikers in Los Angeles on New Year's Eve, and he was not at fault. And the police have investigated the incident. He was not at fault. Fortunately, he was not injured. He said, yesterday I experienced an alarming incident involving a group of individuals on mini bikes. While stuck in traffic, my car was approached aggressively by one of these riders, leading to an unsettling confrontation. So he got out of his Mercedes, he's with his 10-year-old kid, and to see if there was any damage to his car.
Okay.
And he's looking at his car, and all of a sudden these idiots on mini bikes, I see them around Salt Lake occasionally too. This is a thing. They're mini bikers. And they're tough, you can tell.
Mini bike gangs?
Yeah. And they start wailing on.
Well, it looked to me like he went
Ziering.
after them first, the video I saw.
I don't believe he was just looking at his car. And one of them came up and shoved him. And then he started, well, I got to fight back here. And he was lucky to get away. They chased him across the street, and I had to say he kind of accounted himself fairly well too. He fought back. He said then he went back to see if his kid was okay, and it all blew over.
That's the thing, is that he ran away.
Well, he
left his kid. I mean, if he said he was protecting his kid,
she was locked up in the car.
He's not doing it well.
She was locked up in the car, and he had no choice but they were after him. He was running for his life for a moment there. Anyway, and the police have investigated and say that Mr. Ziering was not at fault here. They looked at all the video and they're looking for the members of the mini bike gang. Starting now, if you live or work in Park City, you could receive money to cover early child care costs. That's because Park City government is communist.
What?
There are communists. They are communists.
I thought that was
and
socialist.
They're both. They're both socialist.
It's whatever one you want to call them. It doesn't matter what it means.
You mean they want to help people? Is that?
Yeah, like the communists do. Our parents can't afford it. It is too much, said Melissa Menendez, program director of PC Tots. PC Tots is a nonprofit daycare center in Park City where 80% of their families receive scholarships. Menendez says there's little room but high demand. 103 kids are on our wait list, she said. People are talking about putting their names on lists when they were pregnant, and the child would be 1.5 or 2 years old before they actually found a slot at a daycare, said Park City Mayor Nan Worrell. That's one of the reasons, beginning January 1, on a first-come, first-served basis, Park City is offering scholarships for eligible families. City Council allocated $1 million to cover up to $1,700 per month for each child up to kindergarten age. It's extremely difficult, especially for our young families, to be able to afford to live in Park City because of our cost of living up here is so high, said Worrell. To be eligible, you must live in Park City, contribute 10% of your household income to child care each month, and become a member of the Communist Party. It sounds like a lot, but according to the president and CEO of the Park City Community Foundation, parents are already paying much more than that.
Child care is outrageously expensive.
In Summit County, where Park City is situated, 65% of our families pay more than 10% of their income for early child care, said Joel Zarro. Qualifying families must also make 100% or less than the average median income. So an example of that, a family with 4 people will need to have a total family income of $148,000 or less to qualify for the program, said Jessica Santangelo, Vice President of Business Development at Upwards.
We should have this available everywhere.
Yes.
Carrie, good news. The badly burned banyan tree on Maui.
Oh, yes.
Lahaina's historic banyan tree. It's showing signs of life.
Oh, good.
New leaves are sprouting from the banyan tree, and they symbolize hope for a community struggling with so much loss. With a lot of love and nurturing, arborists believe it will come back strong and beautiful, which is a testament, they say, to Maui's resilience. Walking under the massive branches of Lahaina's banyan tree, you see the damage done by the tree. You see the damage from the August 8th wildfires. It was a solid canopy, thick, dark green leaves. What is green is now brown, but green leaves are sprouting everywhere, and it looks like it'll come back. Let's see. Emergency room doctors in Texas are not required to perform emergency abortions despite federal guidance that requires hospitals to offer stabilizing care, a federal appeals court ruled on Tuesday. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit Court affirmed a ruling that sided with the state of Texas, which had sued the Biden administration, arguing that the federal guidance issued in 2022 was an overstep that would force abortions.
You mean if someone comes into the emergency room and they need an abortion? Yes, some people need abortion.
Well, to couch it a little differently, their life is in danger, and they need an abortion to prevent them from dying.
Okay.
An ectopic pregnancy, for example.
Judge Engelhardt wrote that the federal guidance does not mandate physicians to provide emergency abortions, adding that guidance does not mandate any specific type of medical treatment, let alone abortion. Now, that doesn't necessarily say that they can't do it, does it?
But what doctor wants to put himself in that situation? Legally. He could lose his license and his livelihood.
Well, let's move on. A man broke into the Colorado Supreme Court and started shooting in this Colorado Supreme Court building. Nobody injured, I don't believe.
I'm sure it's just a random occurrence.
He's mentally ill, according to his family. There were broken windows and from bullets, but fortunately no one was injured. But he was armed and could have done much damage. Oh, speaking of armed, longtime NRA leader Wayne LaPierre is facing a trial that could end his reign as head of the NRA.
What's this one about?
He's going to trial on his a lawsuit filed. Letitia James is going to trial in a Manhattan courtroom. Ms. James, who is the New York Attorney General, in a lawsuit filed amid an abrupt effort by the NRA to clean up its practices, seeks to oust him from the group after reports of corruption and mismanagement. So she's going after him for essentially corruption, taking donations from wealthy donors and not spending it on what he said he was spending
privately
it on. Was using it on his, for his own private uses. And finally, this story: Reese's Peanut Butter Cups is facing a lawsuit.
What?
For deceptive advertising.
What?
Yeah, candy maker Hershey's facing a $5 million lawsuit.
I'll be a character witness.
From a Florida woman who you really would be a character. You'd be such a character. Who claims the company's Reese's peanut butter candies don't resemble what it says is on their packaging.
What?
The lawsuit alleges that the candies violate Florida's Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act.
Wait a minute. Florida has that act?
Yeah. Now, so it's based on the Halloween pumpkin Reese's, and it shows on the package a kind of a jack-o'-lantern having a carved-out eyes and a mouth. But when you open it up, the candies don't have carved-out features.
What?
It's just
this
embossed,
person
I
is
guess.
very upset about
Other products
that?
like Reese's White Ghost, Reese's Peanut Butter Bats, and Reese's Peanut Butter Footballs had similar features missing, according to her lawsuit.
Yeah, none of them have those.
This is a lawsuit-worthy event.
I'm thinking that this will be thrown out immediately.
I've had all those treats, and none of them have those.
No.
I don't even recall whether the package promised that they did.
Well, by looking at the package, that's the promise, apparently.
Because I remember opening the Ghost going, oh, that's a white glob of
Yeah.
Reese. It's still delicious,
Yeah.
but yeah.
All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
So the storms are lining up. First storm is going to hit south of here, south of the Wasatch Front, so we're not going to see much of that. Second storm moves into northern Utah around the lunch hour on
Today?
Friday.
Friday, okay.
Could linger into early Saturday. The strongest of the bunch, though, arrives Saturday night with snow through Sunday night. It will be much colder, means the snow will stick much easier, and there could be a lake effect enhancement. About 2 to 6 inches possible on the valley floor this weekend. And then another wave supposed to be coming through Monday, Tuesday. So we have storms lined up. It's about time. Traffic, we've got a crash northbound Banter Highway 35th South and West Valley. Left lane blocked, backing traffic toward 47th South. Infiniteam report, cleanup underway for a camp trailer rollover northbound I-15 between Scipio and Yuba, milepost 196. Traffic down to one lane, having absolutely no significant impact on traffic flow either way. But thank you for sending that in via text at 33986. Need something for the gamer in your life? Check out Hter Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more, located at 6831 South State and online at HterGames.com.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. You know, the best way to stop indoctrination of our children by liberals is to get the kids drunk and then punch them. A former Republican candidate for Pennsylvania lieutenant governor and a leader of a political action committee that she's both of these things. That's not two separate people. And a leader of a political action committee that fueled conservative opposition to school boards has been charged with assault after allegedly punching a teenager at a boozy party she threw for her 17-year-old daughter. Multiple teenagers were assaulted by intoxicated adults during the party at Clarice Schillinger's Doylestown, Pennsylvania home, according to police affidavits. Police said that Ms. Schillinger's intoxicated boyfriend punched one teen in the face and assaulted another. The teen also was punched in the eye by Schillinger's intoxicated mother, who also chased the teen around the house. As teenagers tried to leave the home, Ms. Schillinger, who police said had supplied the more than 15 minors at the party with a basement bar stocked with vodka and rum, played beer pong with them, and encouraged them to take shots with her, ordered them to stay in the house. She then punched one young man in the face 3 times, according to the affidavit, which said video footage showed Ms. Schillinger, lunging toward a group of teenagers in the foyer, having to be restrained. Schillinger became executive director of a federal PAC started by it doesn't matter who started it, but Back to School USA was the name of the PAC, which pledged to combat liberal teachers, unions, and special interest groups that are responsible for indoctrinating our children.
Why is it always?
Because they fight. If they say, if I present a face that says I'm against these things, it somehow absolves me from doing them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Psychological disorder.
Boner candidate number 3. The best way to stop our children from being indoctrinated by the liberals is to get the kids drunk and then punch them.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. The pastor tried to baptize a man's head in a deep fryer, apparently. Pastor Dwayne Waden in North Carolina, his wife was having trouble down at the McDonald's, and she called him up, and he went down there, and he took care of things. He's trying to shove one of the employees' heads in a deep fryer. Boner candidate number 2, I'll tell you who's responsible. Barbara Streisand and Ryan Reynolds, that's who's responsible. That's Representative Lauren Boebert in Colorado, blaming Ryan Reynolds and Barbara Streisand as part of the reason why she had to switch districts. because they're pouring all that liberal money into the candidate in my district. $1,500. And boner candidate number 3, the best way to stop indoctrination of our children by liberals is to get the kids drunk and then punch them.
All right. Time to call and vote for your boner. There's 3 ways you can vote for your boner. One is to call the producer's booth, Katie, in there. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. You can text your vote, 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. All right? Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, January 3, 2024. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your internet browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. Easy ways to vote, but you only have a couple of minutes. I'm not kidding. Just a couple of minutes to vote in. So get on it. Now, keep in mind, right after we award Boner of the Day, our phone lines will be wide open for questions for Dr. Cobble. He will be here. It's been a few weeks, and there's been a few infections over the holiday weekend. So I'm sure you could talk to Dr. Cobble about that. So be ready to call in as soon as we award the boner. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Line up after we award Boner of the Day. After these 2 minutes, get your vote in.
Listen to Radio.
I can't decide.
Offspring's coming on August 3rd, if you're curious.
August 3rd. Let's see. I'm looking at.
I'm looking at the snow. I can't believe that.
Yeah,
it's just.
I got worried that Boba Fett died, Carrie, because Boba Fett was trending. I don't.
Well, you mean the actor?
No,
That they killed him off?
Oh, I just got worried. Doesn't appear.
Did you click on it?
Yeah.
I'm not clicking on it.
Oh, is
because
this a spoiler?
I'm thinking it's a spoiler that you have already spoiled now.
Mm-hmm.
It just
for The Mandalorian, which I haven't watched yet. I'm planning on watching today.
Gina, did you manage to avoid the Succession spoiler?
No, that was my thing that must go yesterday.
So you did find out what it was. Have you watched the show
No.
yet?
Neither have I, and I know what the spoiler is.
You do know.
But
let me tell you this about it. And I'm not going to say what it is. Knowing what it is does not ruin the show.
I've heard there are things about it, like there's some long shot, some amazing 30-minute long one-take shot or something.
30 minutes?
It's just how the people respond to what happens is what's important and what's interesting. Not what happens, but how everybody responds to it. So
we've got them stacked up. We got that and Yellow Jackets stacking up, and
I hate that you're not able to keep things. There's no way to keep things a secret.
Well, that show, The Beef, is so good.
I finished that.
I haven't finished it yet.
I finished that.
Those people are all just so awful.
Everyone is terrible.
Oh my God! Even when you start thinking even the little girl, think, oh, you little brat.
So my husband is not on social media at all.
Good for him.
So he's able to ignore things. So and he does this with sports stuff all the time.
Oh.
Like, he wants to watch Premier League soccer with Muhammad, my son, not the prophet. And he's like, oh, I recorded that game. Let's watch it. And every time Muhammad's like, I know what happened. Unless you watch things in real time, there's no way.
Very occasionally, I want to watch a sporting event and not in real time, and if I do, I just go out of my way to not.
It's hard though.
But you can do it.
Basically, there's too many shows.
Yeah. Being in the wings to answer your medical questions. 877-602-9696. In the wings.
I don't see him. Oh, I see. That's kind of a metaphor or a.
You're an actor. You'd think you'd know what that means.
No, this is the first time he's heard that.
No, I know what the wings are, and we don't have them. We don't have any wings.
877-602-9696. Your medical questions answered. And we don't even charge you. It's free.
All right, now it's time to announce the winner of today's boner voting, and it's brought to you in part by a chicken schnitzel and a delicious Brussels sprouts salad.
And Gracie's open daily for lunch and dinner, now serving brunch Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays until 3 p.m. Enjoy live music 4 nights a week. Gracie's located at the corner of 3rd Southwest Temple. Must be 21 or older to enter.
I thought all three of these candidates were quite strong. Number one, the pastor, and number two, Lauren Boebert, split votes. They each got 50 or thereabouts votes. So with over 100 votes, boner candidate number 3 is the winner. The best way to stop indoctrination of our children by liberals is to get the kids drunk and then punch them.
There you go. That's your boner of the day. For today, January 3, 2024. Now qualified to be boner of the week. That'll happen on Friday. Dave Mattson, Dave the Flower Guy, will just step in the studio at 9:50 and tell you guys who boner of the week is. All right, let's see. 877-602-9696. I'm sure you've got a question for Dr. Cobble. Is this sponsored, Gina?
It should be.
It should be. I see what
Your business goes here in the new year.
Ah, okay.
Dr. Michael Cobble is with us. Good morning, Dr. Cobble. How was your holiday?
Good morning. It was really nice. Thank you.
Good. And Dr. Cobble is here to answer your questions about anything medical you'd like to ask him. 877.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shouldn't the boner of the day default to Lauren Boebert every day?
Yes.
Well, she's pretty bad, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Right.
And it's just, she's so just remarkably dumb. I just can't.
Do you think she has a medical condition that's causing this dumbness?
Yeah, it's lead paint. Lead
paint.
Lead paint chips. That's what I think. 877
MAGA 2020, I think. Instead of COVID-19, it's MAGA 20.
877-602-9696 if you have a question of a medical nature for Dr. Cobble. You can also text questions 33986, and we do have a question on line 1.
All right, well, let's begin. This is Christine.
Christine, good morning. Where are you calling from?
Good morning. I'm calling from Linden.
Okay. What's your question for Dr. Cobble?
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering. I was diagnosed with rhinitis some years ago, and they gave me a steroid nasal spray and I think it's come back, and I've been trying to use it again, but it doesn't seem to be helping. I'm wondering if there's other options.
Yeah, the other options for rhinitis would be an antihistamine, so that would be like cetirizine, Zyrtec, Allertec, Zizal, Claritin, Allegra, usually at dinner time, usually within 2 or 3 days. It helps a lot. From a prescription point of view, the other options with the nasal steroid would be Montelukast or Singulair once a day, which is a prescription, or change to an azolastine, which is an antihistamine-type nasal spray. But I would add the oral antihistamine, see if that clears it up in 3 days, and then go see your doctor if that doesn't help.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye,
All right.
Christine.
Thanks, Christine. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to Aaron. Hi, Aaron.
Aaron, where are you calling us from?
Draper?
Okay. What's your question for Dr. Cobble?
I'm constantly nauseated, like low-grade nausea every single day. I've seen a doctor for it before, and I've been prescribed omeprazole, but it doesn't help.
And no cause for the nausea? There's no...
They said it was GERD.
Mm-hmm. GERD is when you have the you
acid
explain
reflux.
It. Yeah,
what is
acid reflux essentially?
I guess a couple questions would be, how long have you had this? 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years?
Been done.
Aaron, listen to Dr. Cobble, okay?
He has questions.
How long have you had it? 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years?
A couple years.
Couple years, okay. Typically, if it's GERD, you'll have a lot of heartburn or indigestion or acid reflux. Sometimes the gastroenterologist will do an upper GI or an EGD to scope and see if there is esophagitis or gastritis. Have they scoped you?
Yes, I'm diagnosed with celiac.
Okay. So they said you had some celiac esophagitis?
Just celiac.
Okay. Did they say there was any burning in the esophagus or the stomach?
No.
Okay. Did they say you might have irritable bowel syndrome?
No.
I mean, typically for celiac, the cure is just avoid gluten, avoid wheat, flour, gluten-type products. I think that other causes of nausea could be irritable bowel, spastic colon. If the proton pump inhibitor, omeprazole, didn't help, taking it twice a day, the other medicine that could help a lot's ondansetron or Zofran. Have you tried that?
I have. I've been prescribed it, and it gives me headaches sometimes.
Okay. The other option is hyoscamine or dicyclamine. I don't know if you've ever tried those.
No.
Sounds like you need to go get a
different opinion.
different opinion from another doctor.
Yeah, that was my next point. I think getting a second opinion is reasonable because I think something else is going on there that probably seeing another gastroenterologist would be helpful.
Okay.
And what kind of procedure would they do?
Well, we don't know. That's just it.
Yeah, I'm uncertain. I think they'd want to talk about your symptoms more.
Yeah.
I think this is not something we can answer in a minute, but I think another 30-minute appointment with a GI doctor could maybe nail down on this a little better.
Yeah, so second opinion.
Thanks for calling.
You're a mystery,
All right,
Aaron.
thank you.
All right.
Keep looking into it.
Yeah. 877-602-9696. Alicia has a question about prescription medication.
Hi, Alicia. Where are you calling from?
Oh, I'm headed to work in Kaysville.
Okay. What's your question?
My question for Dr. Cobble is there typically a significant difference in side effects from name brand to generic medication?
Oh, difference
For
between side
prescription.
effects and name brand or generic prescription.
Is it significant?
Yeah, there shouldn't be a difference in side effects. The potency can be different. So the potency could be 20 to 30% lower or 20 to 30% higher, and that may change the side effect profile of the medicine itself. But I think that I've had a few patients that have just found a certain manufacturer, the medicine works better for them than different manufacturers, and they have to check with the manufacturer at the pharmacy to get the same name brand.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, both Leo's, my son, and I both had refills on our methylphenidate and dexamethylphenidate prescriptions, and with the shortages, had to get moved to different ones, and both of us have had big nausea since then, so we were hoping that might be the case.
All right.
Yep, that's likely the case.
That's probably it.
There you go, Alicia.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank
Bye.
you. All right. A couple of text questions here. Why do they not recommend the HPV vaccine for people over 45?
Oh, because it hasn't been studied in that population, so it's not FDA approved.
So it's only been studied in the younger people. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've had an ear infection for like a week now. My left ear just keeps ringing and will not pop all the way out. Should I go see the doctor?
Yes. I'm sorry. I just answered for you, Doctor.
Yep, no, that's what I would do.
That's what Dr. Gina says.
Let's see. Now, this is interesting. I had my son a year ago, and ever since, I've been tired all day, every day. At first, I thought it was just because I was adjusting to waking up at night, but now he's sleeping through the night, and I'm still tired. Could this be a vitamin deficiency?
Yeah, most likely. Usually it's low iron, so I would recommend a ferritin blood test. Get a CBC, but your hematocrit hemoglobin may be normal. But I'd get a ferritin, make sure your ferritin's above 40. I think it's reasonable to check a B12 and a vitamin D because those are commonly lower as well. But most likely your ferritin is low.
Is it legal to have ferrets in Utah?
Ferritin.
What?
Ferritin, not ferrets.
That's where the ferrets live, in Ferritin.
Bill sent in the text on the ear thing.
He did.
Go see the doctor, Bill.
He did.
It was me.
Yeah, I mean, when you have babies, they suck all the vitamins out of you.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Or as Tom puts it in the chat room, chronic parenting.
Yeah.
There's no cure. It's terminal. Let's see. What is this dry cough that everyone has? What can we do to get rid of it?
The bad air?
Yeah.
I think part of it's the pollution. I think we haven't had the storms coming through, moving the inversion out, and I think that's a large part of it. And then, of course, a lot of viruses going around. We've seen, ER visits go up about 12% with COVID, and
Yep.
Of course, RSV and other things, and hospitalizations, admissions are up 17%, and deaths are up 10%. So I know people have forgotten about COVID, but still accounting for about 1 in 30 deaths in the United States today.
It's still out there. It's still a thing. All right, hang on, Doc. We'll hold you over to the next segment. If you have questions for Dr. Cobble, I see them coming in. 877-602-9696 is the number to call to talk to Dr. Cobble. I know he's been away for a few weeks. You must have many questions.
Yeah, hang on the phone lines there.
Yeah, we'll get there. And traffic, Gina, please.
Yeah, crash northbound Banter Highway 35th South in West Valley. Left lane blocked, backing traffic toward 47th South. Crash northbound I-15 approaching Point in the Mountain in Lehigh. Delays are stretching back to Triumph Boulevard. Let's see. Looks like that's about it. If you see something, you can text us 33986.
All right. 877-602-9696 is the number to call to talk to Dr. Cobble, or you can text in your question, but give us a lot of information at 33986. KXRK Provo, Squatters Pub.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Radio from Hell show is proud to announce a brand new entertainment in downtown Salt Lake City.
That's right. It's the grand opening of Carrie and Bill's Shakespeare Dinner Theater, where patrons can enjoy the very best in culture and cuisine.
Each month, Bill and I will present a brand new Shakespeare play for your delight.
And with each play, we'll change our dinner theater menu. We begin this weekend with Hamlet, Prince of Denmark.
Who's there? Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself.
Long live the king.
Bernardo?
I'm... He.
You come most carefully upon your hour.
'Tis now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francisco.
And with immortal lines like that from the Bard, you get your choice of Hamlet Hawaiian-style ham, a juicy ham steak with a pineapple ring, or the Polonius chicken pot pie.
And what's even more fun, not only will Bill and I play most of the parts, but we'll be your waiters.
In coming months, you'll delight to other great Shakespearean masterpieces.
Like The Taming of the Shrew, with me as Petruchio and Bill as Catherine the Shrew.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it out.
Aye, if the fool could find it where it lies.
Who knows where a wasp does wear his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails, and so farewell.
What? With my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again, good Kate, I am a gentleman.
It's Carrie and Bill's Shakespeare Dinner Theater in the old Felt Electric building in the Regent Street alley off 2nd South.
And look in your Happenings coupon book for a 2-for-1 coupon, good on Wednesdays and Thursdays at Carrie and Bill's Shakespeare Dinner Theater. Your dinners are full price, but one of you will get to sit through the play twice.
Get thee hence to Carrie and Bill's Shakespeare Dinner Theater, where you give us the dough and we put on the show.
Yeah, like Vicky in Honeyville. She's got a question for Dr. Cobble.
Honeyville?
Yeah.
That's up in Box Elder County.
Yeah.
I don't think they have any doctors in Honeyville.
No, that's why you have to call 877-602-9696.
Talk to Dr. Michael Cobble, who is back with us after the holidays. And we have some phone calls here where there's one line open, 877-602-9696. And when you hear that beep, boop, that's us. That's not your phone
It's
line.
not yours.
That's us. We're sorry. No one seems to know how to fix it.
Well, I think they do know. But
it costs money.
Angie is here.
Hi, Angie. Where are you calling from?
Ogden.
Okay. What's your question for Dr. Cobble?
So my question is about lung nodules and what causes them, and can you die from them?
And what are they?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, a nodule in the lung is an incidental finding on a chest X-ray or a CT scan typically. And the lung nodule, the risk of the nodule may be predicted by what somebody does. So, say somebody works in the asbestos industry or chemical industry, or they're a smoker, and if the nodule changes on a repeat exam in 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, then it probably indicates needing a biopsy. But some nodules can be, if it's a pulmonary nodule, it could be lymph nodes. So we think about lymphoma, we think about sarcoidosis or granulomatous disease. But I think if you have nodules on the lung, typically the radiologist will say whether they think it's benign, not bad, or concerning, where they want to do a repeat film in a certain time period. And then if they are concerned enough, they want you to see a pulmonary doctor to look at it. But pulmonary nodules are quite common, and most of them are benign. The high majority of them are not bad. But if somebody's high risk, or if they see a change over 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, then we usually want to do a biopsy or surgery.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, sort of. So is it common then, like, you test and you only have one nodule, and then in 6 months you have multiple nodules? Is that more concerning then?
Yeah, then I'd worry more about an autoimmune cause like sarcoidosis or granulomatous disease or some autoimmune disease. And again, that's where a respiratory specialist or a pulmonologist would have a lot of value, because that's the job they do.
Okay.
They determine the cause of it. Yeah, great question. I think you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Sure. There you go, Angie. Thank you. All right, let's go to Tennille. Tennille is here.
Where are you calling from, Tennille?
I am calling from work at a school in Magna.
Okay. What's your name, or what's your question?
Well, I started getting sick, feeling sick on December 16th. Woke up just kind of stuffy and not feeling well. I was fine by that night. By Sunday morning, the 17th, I was knocked down with the worst headache, complete stuffiness, couldn't breathe, cough, blah, blah, blah. So I stayed home all that week and was feeling fine by that following weekend. But then on Christmas night, it hit me again, and it's all over again. So it's been like almost 3 weeks with this thing. I have like no voice. My throat doesn't hurt. I have a cough, but my head is completely stuffed and ears are clogged, and I don't know what the heck's going on.
Yeah, so typically these start as a virus, and the virus will last 3 to 7 days. In the story you're telling me, either caught another virus, you're in that environment. You're in a school, and then it's holiday
Well, I haven't
season.
been here for, like my last time that I was here was, I think the 13th of December is the last time I came, because I was out that whole last week of school before break.
Oh, good for you. So it's a holiday season where people are around each other. And so the two things would be either you caught another viral infection or you have a bacterial sinus infection. And I'd probably go see a doctor and maybe consider an antibiotic, because if you're having a lot of sinus congestion, sinus pressure, headache, and ear discomfort, probably have a sinus infection. So I would go see a doctor for consideration of an antibiotic.
There you go.
All right.
I will do that.
Common
Thank
for
you so much.
bacteria to follow. Yeah, thank you. It's common for bacteria to follow a viral infection. So people will be sick for 3 to 7 days, get better, and then they get it again, and that's where the bacteria has moved in.
Miserable.
All right.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, here's a question that I can answer. Can a sinus infection cause your teeth or gum pain and face swelling?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
I had it real bad the other day, and I thought my tooth was acting up, but nope, it was the sinus pressure. Let's see. I also had low-grade nausea for years, and it actually ended up being low thyroid. Maybe this could help that caller. Another text question, 877-602-9696 if you want to call in. Another text question. I noticed a dark spot under my tongue while brushing that suddenly appeared. Should I be concerned?
Yeah, it's a spider.
A spider?
Uh-huh.
A spider? God.
Yeah, I think a dental exam is reasonable, and I think the other comment that was made is for that low-grade nausea, metabolic causes are common. So thyroid disease, diabetes, and again, hopefully that the caller that I talked about earlier has had blood work to look for, thyroid and anemia, metabolic diseases like diabetes.
All right, another text question. Dr. Cobble, I started taking diclofenac for an injury. The next day I started getting a warm sensation in one foot. Is this a side effect of the diclofenac?
I don't know. Was your foot in a hot tub or in a bathtub?
That seems like a weird side effect.
That is weird.
Yeah, I would think if diclofenac was doing it, it would probably be both feet. But diclofenac is a non-steroidal, and some people can have allergic reactions to it. So if you were allergic to aspirin or Excedrin or any other non-steroidal, the only way to find out if diclofenac did that would be try it again a week later. And if it did the same thing, then it's an adverse reaction.
Let's see, Chef Roy. Good morning, Doc. I have a generous disc disease. What issues can I expect to encounter in the future?
Probably
I bet you meant, degenerative.
Yeah, that's voice
not
to
a
text.
generous.
Yeah, generous disc disease.
Oh, it's all this disc disease.
Voice to text is not your friend, folks. Sorry.
Yeah, I think DJD, or degenerative joint disease, or osteoarthritis are common as we get over 40. Most x-rays will show some of that in everybody over 40. We've been on the road for 40 years, and a lot of people don't have symptoms of it. So I think that healthy lifestyle, activity, stretching, yoga, core strengthening, keeping your weight down, eating a healthy Mediterranean diet, and then seeing a doctor if it's impacting your lifestyle has value. But I think if you're not having terrible symptoms, then
All right.
DJD is pretty common.
Okay, let's go to Mike on the phone. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Mike. Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Mike calling from Salt Lake, and it's a pleasure to talk to Dr. Cobble.
Go ahead.
Okay, I recently went to my pharmacy, and the cost of my diabetic medications went up by several $100s. I take insulin, daily insulin, and I take Mounjaro or tirzepatide. Can we expect any relief from the prices constantly going up?
Well, didn't the insulin price cap
capped
start?
it, I thought,
yeah, they've started it this month, with capping it at $35, is what I understood.
Yeah, I think you have three options. It's the first of the year, and sometimes people have to meet deductibles again.
Right.
And so that can impact your costs. Number two, if you are at a certain income level, you can apply to the manufacturer of Mounjaro and insulin for patient assistance, and the manufacturer will give it to you for free. Typically, if you make less than $75,000 to $105,000 a year, you can get these medicines for free from the manufacturer. And then the third option is to find a different pharmacy, price shop the pharmacy, or ask the pharmacy what the cash price might be, because sometimes the cash price is cheaper than what your insurance company is charging you.
What's the?
I think those would be the three options.
What's that app that you can put on your phone, Dr. Cobble, that shows you the comparison prices?
Oh, does GoodRx do that?
Yeah, GoodRx, I think it is. Yeah.
We lost Mike.
Mike, if you're still listening, GoodRx, and then it'll show you all, like Costco and all the pharmacies and what the price ranges are.
Yeah, I thought that $35 cap went into effect this month.
Mhm.
So, Mike, check on that. Hi, this is Robbie. I've had a burning tongue and slime build up in my mouth going on 2 years now.
That's no good.
2 years?
And no one can find out what's wrong. Any ideas?
Yeah, I'd probably see an allergist and see if there's something you're allergic to in the environment or something you're eating that's causing your taste buds to change or salivary production to change in some way. A dermatologist and or allergist.
Or it could be a spider.
Again with the spiders. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. There's another one.
I have a spider story coming up in the news.
Oh, you do?
Sure.
Okay.
There's another text. My 14-year-old daughter started complaining of eye pain yesterday. She says it feels like something is in it. I can't see anything in her eye. Can't see a sty. Doesn't look like pink eye. Should we go to urgent care?
Yes. Immediately.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable if it feels like there's a piece of metal in there or something in there every time she blinks.
Mm-hmm.
I think if she doesn't have a cold or any sores on her face, it's probably not shingles in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
If she's having a headache with it, some people will present with migraines at this age with eye pain. But I think if it feels like something's in it every time she blinks, then usually there's a foreign body underneath the eyelid.
This
So you may
happened to
not see
me
it.
years ago.
Oh.
I
Was it
felt
a
like
spider?
it was not a spider.
Not a spider.
I felt like something was in my eye, and it got worse and worse as the day went on. I went to the emergency room, and they looked in my eye. They can't find anything. I went the next day. Well, I think it was the next day. I went to the ophthalmologist, and he was looking in my eye. And he said, "There's a metal shaving, a metal sliver in your eye."
The hell?
It blew in there, and it just got, oh man, it got so painful.
How do you get it out?
Just with a little pair of tweezers,
Flushing it out.
But they couldn't find it. They didn't see it at the emergency room. But he,
wow, okay.
Usually a piece of metal becomes remarkably painful.
Oh yeah.
If it's not terribly painful, she may have something beneath the eyelid. So typically in the urgent care, we'll turn the eyelid over. Probably can't do that at home, but one thing you can do is flush it, what we call copiously, with water under her eyelid and see if that gives her relief.
Yeah.
Just stop playing in the junkyard.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Let's see. Here's a text question. We'll wrap it up with this. Hey, Doc, any info on the Adderall shortage? Most pharmacies won't take new patients. Thanks for letting me listen.
Yeah, I think your best bet's to try and find an alternative medication. But, yeah, if you're not established at the pharmacy, it's really hard to get it. Most of my patients are having to shop around or call around if they don't have an established pharmacy that's getting it for them.
No end in sight.
Probably not.
I just don't understand that.
Well, Dr. Cobble, we wish you the best with your procedure later on today. And I'm sure. Now, do you have to take off work?
I'll just take tomorrow off, this afternoon and tomorrow, and I'll be back at it on Friday.
Dr.
I have to, because I'm self-employed. But thank you so much, and great questions today.
Yeah, excellent.
Thank
Really
you.
fun.
Thank you, Doc. All right. Talk to you later. Traffic, Gina.
Okay, crash northbound I-15 approaching Point of the Mountain in Lehigh. The delays are stretching back to Triumph Boulevard. That is the only accident that UDOT's reporting. And Infiniteam, I rely on you for being eyes and ears out on the roads. If there's things friends of the program need to know about, you just need to text us 33986. The State Room presents, bringing you music memories. Don't miss Keller Williams' one-man jam band Friday, January 26th at the Commonwealth Room. Tickets and showtimes are available at thestateroompresents.com.
All right, call and play Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a song. It's easy to play. It's multiple choice pop culture trivia. Today, Gina?
It is All-Star Monster Truck tickets.
You'll win the monster trucks if you can beat Gina at Mel Gibson trivia. Should be easy.
Okay.
Right. Should be easy, I think. 877-602-9696 for those monster truck tickets. Play, beat Gina, and win. Oh, it's Squatters.
Well, it's Lights, Camera, Brunch. This has become an annual tradition with the Radio from Hell show. We do a Radio from Hell Not Safe for Work podcast It's coming up on Sunday, January 21st.
It's 11 to 1. That's wrong.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, okay.
You're right.
It's wrong
11 to
on
1.
there.
After all this talk.
Yeah.
All
11
right.
to 1. And space is limited. Tickets are $30. You can get them at x96.com. We invite you to join us for all the fun. It's
So what does the $30 get you?
Yeah.
It gets you eggs, sausage, French toast, hash browns, OJ, coffee, fresh fruit, and a pair of limited edition glassware with the logo on.
Oh, those are good looking.
Yeah, they're very nice glasses. Podcast starts around 11 a.m.-ish. We wrap up by 1. There are adult beverages available for purchase, but kids are welcome to come. It's $30 a ticket, and it usually sells out. We will have prize drawings, so get your tickets before they sell out at x96.com. Lights, camera, brunch!
X96.
You know, people have their favorite donuts. The places they want to go for a donut. You probably have a place that you like that you'll go for a donut. When you crave a donut, some special shop.
Here in the state, when I'm craving a donut, I'll go to Harmon's and get the Dunford.
Damn it! That's what I was just going to talk
The
about.
Dunford chocolate one.
Why damn it?
Well, because that's fascinating that you would say that. I think because that's what I was going to talk about. Now I like Banbury Cross donuts.
I love the cinnamon.
I like their
Banbury
fritters.
Cross donuts.
Yeah,
are
and
the
those
best.
cinnamon ones are good. They do and then there are several donut shops around. There was that place out in Tooele. Their donuts were quite good. But yesterday, I went to the grocery store to Harmon's, and I had a text from my wife that said, "Your child is requesting donuts." And I said, "What kind?" Dunford chocolate donuts.
Let's go get the box at Harmon's.
Yeah, 6 in a box.
People are saying you should go to the factory and get them because they're warm.
I don't even know where the factory is.
I don't know either.
So I got the box of 6 in a box, and
It's in West Jordan, Bill. You're going to be there on Saturday.
I'll check it out. And then the guy who was checking my groceries through said, "You don't mind if you just take home 5 of these, do you?" Meaning he was going to slip one out of the box and eat it.
Oh, I see.
I don't remember the last time I purchased a donut.
So
I usually just get them.
They just arrive?
Yeah.
So I got it home, and I had one, and I mean I've had them before, but I just had to stop and remark, these are just damn good, and they're a donut out of a box.
Yeah, the Dunford chocolate cake donut, and I got to have milk with it. I got to have a little bit of milk with it. So that's the perfect snack right there.
They go good with Old Forester too.
Oh.
You had bourbon and chocolate.
Sure,
goes
why
with
not?
Bourbon.
Why not? But I don't know. It just kind of surprises me that it's rather than a boutique donut shop. And I like the Banbury Cross, and I've had donuts from other places that I like, but just a factory made donuts, and it's so good. And you know who else? You know who loved those donuts?
No, not Rosie.
Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne Barr.
Oh, yeah.
When she lived here in Salt Lake, she said that's what I ate all the time.
Well, we won't hold that against the Dunford donut.
They can't help who purchases their donuts.
That was back when she was a perfectly fine person.
Back when she was somewhat normal?
When she was, and she was funny.
And now everyone's weighing in on their favorite donuts.
Oh, where?
Darla's Donuts.
Where?
Darla's Donuts.
Remember? We had somebody
have
bring
we had
us
them?
Darla's Donuts, I think.
Bowman's in Kaysville. Grocery store donuts, really good. Lindsay says, "Call me a fatty, but I've never had a bad donut."
Oh, no, Lindsay.
The other
Now
donut,
I want a donut.
the other box donut that's not bad is the what do they call? It's the host of their old fashions, or is that what they're called? They're just they're not the ones with powdered sugar on them.
No,
they're just a cake donut. Is that what they're called? The old fashioned.
That has kind of the crunchy. Looks like a shamrock almost.
Yeah, those are.
Which I like because it shows you how to eat it. You just break off
the pumpkin rolls at Maverick. People are saying
a pumpkin roll,
and I am hearing. Let's see, sour cream glazed old fashioned. Where do you get that, guy? That sounds good. Donuts and Deli on 27th and State has good
Never
donuts,
heard of it.
apparently. It's just a little.
The Franz old-fashioned chocolate donuts are amazing.
I saw
Franz.
that box of Franz. I didn't see the Dunfords right off the bat. I thought, oh, they don't have.
Usually
Dunford.
down on the bottom shelf.
Yeah, and so I saw the Franz. I thought, well, maybe I'll try those, and then I spotted the Dunford.
Mm-hmm. Provo Bakery in Utah Valley. My Sugar's donut.
I don't think you should be allowed to bring up a topic like donuts unless you were going to pull out of your bag. And
by the way,
I've brought some in for everybody because now I want it.
Well, you know, the Food Ranch in Orangeville, Utah. I don't want to have anything
Food Ranch?
I don't want to have anything from something called the Food Ranch.
I want to have everything from the Food Ranch.
It's like I would never buy a dress at the dress barn.
Now, when I read this text, I read it in this voice. The Chevron in Camas has the best fritters. They got fritters.
They got
At the
fritters.
Chevron in Camas.
Boy, look at all these places.
Mountain Donuts in Ogden.
Cross E Ranch has amazing apple cider donuts.
Big O Donuts? Never heard of it. They're downtown, apparently.
Oh yeah, Big O. They're the vegan donut place.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we've had those.
And they are pretty good.
They are good. Nighttime Donuts in Tooele.
That's the one.
That's the one we had.
Yeah.
And you'd have to go to Tooele.
Donut Boy in West Valley.
Donut Boy?
I like that. Donut Boy.
Donut Boy.
What's your preferred spelling?
Oh yeah, is it O-U-G-H or D-O-N-U-T?
Or is it D-O or is it D-O-N-U-T?
No, that's not right.
But there are plenty of people who do that. I prefer D-O-U-G-H. I'm old-fashioned.
Because it's
that
dough.
Way. Yeah, it's dough. It's a donut.
Like Aquaman can call for fish to come to him, Gina can call for donuts to come for her.
They're not here.
I don't want to try something. I don't want to try something called duck donuts. I'm not sure that's actually a pastry or of anything.
Chevron and Camas has won awards for their donuts.
Really?
There you go.
Camas Chevron donuts are the best.
Okay.
All right.
People are standing up for the Chevron and Camas.
I'm going to head up to Camas.
Let's go to Camas.
Daylight Donuts in St. George if you're passing through, apparently. Beardall's Bakery in Magna.
Beardall's.
There's a lot of donut. Can we do the
A
donut tour of Utah?
Yeah, sure, why not?
You a cop?
Years and years ago, Carrie and years ago, Carrie and I did the burger tour of northern Utah.
Yeah.
We went to looking for the best burger. I think we went to 10 or 11 burger joints up in the northern part of the state. We went from, I guess we didn't go any past Brigham City.
No, we didn't go that far. They were all good, though.
All right, 8:23 right now. And it is time for Beat Gina, brought to you by
X96 welcomes Alkaline Trio March 21st at Rockwell at the Complex. You can win tickets for playing Beat Gina right now, and we've got them to give away all week long. More information and ticket links at x96.com.
I'll knock down any man or woman who says they don't want to listen to another episode of Beat Gina. We're just lucky no one is in the studio here to fight me. I'm Beat Gina announcer Johnny Ola, and I'm a tremendously talented man.
Yes.
Meet the man, though, who can tell you how to lick pimples, acne, and other externally caused skin blemishes and make them disappear from sight instantly.
Who dat?
That man is Mr. John H. Rubin, Ph.D., a well-known pharmacist who has spent almost 20 years trying to solve one of the most vexing problems of youth and adults, too, unsightly acne, pimples, and blackheads. And if neglected, acne pimples may leave permanent scars and pits. Mr. Rubin, after much experimenting and research in cooperation with doctors and chemists, found what he was seeking, a formula that would lick pimples.
That's not a good way to put it. I'm sorry, Johnny.
Who's the professional announcer, me
or
you?
He's just reading the ad copy, you know.
Mr. Rubin, after much experimenting and research in cooperation with doctors and chemists, found what he was seeking, a formula that would lick pimples. He succeeded beyond his wildest expectations, and he was so proud of his treatment, he gave it his own name, Rubin X. Try Rubin X at no risk to you. Mr. Rubin is so sure that his treatment will lick pimples in just 10 days that he's making a no-risk offer. If you don't notice improvement, if you don't think your pimples have been licked, your money will be refunded at once. Send $2 cash, check or money order to Skintex Corporation, 218 South Department AF, Bayside, Long Island, New York.
Thank you.
And now, here's a man who, if anybody says anything against him, I'll knock him down.
Well,
he's your wonderful host, Kerry Jackson.
thank you, Johnny Ola.
Welcome.
Professional game show announcer. The randomizer has picked your phone line contestant. Ken is here. Hello, Ken.
Hello, good morning.
All right, Ken, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage if you go first, so call it heads or tails.
Heads, please.
All right, coin toss app says heads, Gina Barberi.
Ah.
So that means that Ken goes first. He has an advantage.
You're one step closer to winning these tickets to see Alkaline Trio March 21st at the Complex.
Alkaline Trio tickets. Now, if Gina manages to come from behind and beat you, Ken, what are you prepared to do in her name?
In her name, I'm going to donate to the Spectrum Academy for the autistic.
All right.
Thank you.
That's a good cause. All right. So the first question is for Ken. It's multiple choice. The subject is Mel Gibson because it's his birthday today. Yes, he still breathes. The Mel Gibson questions will give you multiple choice. If you answer it correctly, you get the point, Ken. If not, I'll allow Gina to answer it correctly, stealing the point away. And we'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. All right, so Ken, what medical issue does Mel Gibson have?
I can't wait to hear the options.
He has
here.
a medical condition. Is it 1, stage 4 anti-Semitism?
Uh-huh.
Is it 2, he has a horseshoe-shaped kidney? Is it 3, debilitating misogyny? Or 4, pica?
Sorry, can you repeat the first two?
The first 2, stage 4 anti-Semitism, or 2, he has a horseshoe kidney.
All right, I'm going to guess 3.
Debilitating misogyny?
I mean, I think you have to give it to him.
I would accept it, but that's not what we're looking for. Sorry.
No?
Nope, sorry, Gina. It's up to you.
A horseshoe kidney?
Horseshoe kidney.
Well, that's odd.
Yeah, I know, right?
Gina stole that point, and she now controls the question.
Gina.
Yes.
How did Mel Gibson meet his wife?
Okay.
Was it 1, TrumpSingles.com?
Mm-hmm.
Was it 2, in a bar?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 3, MisdemeanorBattery.com? Or 4, a dating service in Australia?
A bar?
Wow.
No?
He does have an alcohol problem, but no.
There you
that
go,
is incorrect. Ken?
I'm going to dating service?
Dating service in Australia, yes.
There you go. It's tied up, and Ken, you control the question, a chance to go ahead.
All right. Ken, Mel Gibson owns a private what on his property? A private what on his property? Is it 1, a chapel? Is it 2, a Hooters? Is it 3, a yacht? Or 4, a laundromat for exclusively bleaching his white bed sheets?
Geez, I'm going to... The obvious, yacht?
A yacht, huh? No, I'm sorry. I'm Mel Gibson. I own a mansion and a yacht.
He's crazy Catholic, and he has his own chapel.
His own chapel.
It's 2-1, Gina's favor. Nope, sorry, Ken. Do you wish to dispute something?
Well,
No.
I'll knock you down.
All right. So the question's for Gina?
Yes.
All right. Gina? Mel Gibson is an avid fan of what group?
Again, I can't wait to hear what these are.
Is it 1, Kid Rock and Ted Nugent?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 2, Guns N' Roses?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 3, Illinois Nazis? Or 4, the Three Stooges?
Three Stooges.
He's a big Three Stooges.
Yes, and Gina wins the game. Congratulations, Gina. So sorry, Ken.
Sorry, Ken.
You didn't have much of a chance there, I guess.
Oh, Ken, you seem like a nice guy. Even though you didn't beat me, I'm going to go ahead and give you these Alkaline Trio tickets. Anyway, they're coming to Rockwell at the Complex on March 21st.
So hang on the line, Ken.
Really?
Yeah.
That's unheard of. But thank you.
It is unheard
It is
of.
unheard of, very unprecedented.
Accept this generosity before she changes her mind.
Listen, I've got to go. Dr. Rubin is going to lick my pimples.
Yeah.
All right. Big boy news now, brought to you by...
Discover the wonder of the universe at Clark Planetarium. Immerse yourself in stunning cosmic films, engage in free interactive exhibits, and ignite your curiosity. Fun for all ages. Plan your celestial adventure at Clark Planetarium today.
Thank you.
I promised you a spider story, Gina.
You did.
Here it is. Skincare lovers, fear not. Your moisturizer probably does not attract spiders.
Oh, good.
Sol de Janeiro's Delica Drench Body Butter, which launched earlier this month, is quickly becoming a holy grail product among skincare enthusiasts. And I know you are one, Gina.
Yes.
In addition to hyaluronic acid, the lotion is packed. You see, Gina knows these.
Sure.
With flashy ingredients like copaiba resin, passion flower seed, probiotic or prebiotic hibiscus to lock in moisture and soothe parched, lackluster skin, according to the brand's website. Scented with velvet plum. I promise you this is a story about spiders.
I'm waiting.
Velvet plum, vanilla orchard, and sandalwood for a mind-boosting experience, and packaged in cute little violet jars.
So far, so good.
The $48 body butter is sure to be a staple in beauty halls in the next few months. Sol de Janeiro went viral on Twitter and Reddit this week after users claimed that they were hunted, bitten, and unsuccessfully courted by wolf spiders.
Courted?
When they applied the brand's new moisturizer. While the body butter may be irresistible to humans, though, it is unlikely that it is sexually arousing to lonely arachnids. The brand has disputed claims that its product attracts spiders.
That's weird, though, if people have a sense that it is.
But speculation has already spread online. Quote, "We have seen the recent social media rumors claiming that our product attracts spiders. These claims have no merit whatsoever, including those that our products contain certain chemicals that allegedly attract spiders," said a representative for Sol de Janeiro. Catherine Scott, a spider behavioral ecologist and postdoctoral fellow at McGill University's Lyman Lab, told TechCrunch that wolf-spider mating involves visual and vibratory signaling, much like mine does.
Not scent.
Not sense.
But if more than one person says, hey, I've never seen a wolf spider and now they like me, that's kind of weird.
No, I suspect a campaign by a rival company.
Oh, you think it's all made up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Spiders have excellent vision. Wolf spiders have excellent vision for spiders, and they would not simply run toward the source of an odor, even if it did smell like a potential mate, unless it also looked like a spider, said the expert. I wanted to love them so bad, but one of the ingredients is like kryptonite to wolf spiders. When I put it on, instantly one will come out, the reviewer wrote. They added that they normally see one like every 3 years, a wolf spider, but since using the lotion, they began seeing wolf spiders every day.
I'm going to avoid this just in case.
Yeah, one time the spider wanted to eat whatever ingredient it was so bad that it chased me. You know, this is just bull. It's absolute bull.
Spider, get rid of spider. Step on spider. Spider. We love you, spider.
It's, I think the evidence will mount that it is a rival company of some sort, trying a, campaign.
Vicious marketing in the moisturizing
It's big
industry.
Money.
Yes.
Another candidate has entered the 2024 race to replace outgoing Senator Mitt Romney. It's Brent Orrin Hatch. B.O. Hatch, whose father was the late Senator Orrin Hatch. Basically, what you need to know about him is that he has been a director and treasurer for the Federalist Society for over 35 years.
That's all I need to hear.
Now, he joined several other Republicans in the race to replace Romney. The others running are former House Speaker Brad Wilson, Riverton Mayor Trent Staggs, Roosevelt Mayor Rod Byrd, and podcaster Ty Jensen. Also, state employee Josh Randall and John Curtis. So I looked up Ty Jensen a few minutes ago.
Podcaster Ty Jensen. All right, so because right away he's disqualified.
Yeah, if that's the thing you're putting out there as your job.
Here's a few things about Ty Jensen. Russell Tyrone Ty Jensen, native, born and raised in Utah. He was He got his start in political life in 2012 while attending SUU in Cedar City, got involved in debates, lectures, and student Republican affiliations while there. At SUU, he weekly attended Pizza and Politics Wednesdays on campus at the Levitt Center for Politics. Now, you wait, it gets better.
Okay.
Good thing that it was not, he kept up with state and federal politics on the national level. Some parts of his life were greatly impacted in the healthcare and workforce by the Obama administration. In 2015, his mother was falling ill, and he needed medical in-home help, so he returned to his home state after 12 years. When the 2015 presidential race for the White House, he wanted Florida Senator Marco Rubio. But as he dropped out, he then backed the billionaire business candidate Donald Trump, inspired by Trump, and dealing with his mother's death in 2017, which that previous paragraph sort of indicates that Obama was somehow indirectly responsible for that. The Obama administration greatly impacted parts of his life. Well, you've got to be vague about these things.
Exactly. Here's the thing. When you say podcaster, you might as well say radio scum.
Well, Ty is
and you know how we feel about radio
unemployed.
scum.
Ty is the owner and content creator of YouTube and Rumble channels with Raw and Real Politics.
See, that's all I needed to hear.
That discusses America First political, social, cultural ways as a firebrand conservative.
So you won't be representing me or Bill or Gina or anybody in our audience, really. It'll be...
And I believe that's his job.
Political. Unemployed.
Occupation. Owner, political content creator on Raw and Real Politics podcast.
So he'll be spending most of his time doing that and not representing you.
His mother's house is big, and she's not alive anymore.
Yeah.
So he can do his podcast from there. And
you're not qualified, dude.
No. Pharmacist Aaron... son administers a COVID-19 vaccine. Oh, that's the caption to a picture. Sorry. California's hospitals are getting busier with more COVID and flu patients, some of whom are suffering from both viruses at the same time, both COVID and flu, which would be great.
Yeah.
The simultaneous sickness is another wrinkle in an already hectic respiratory virus season, although hospitals are not nearly as crowded as during the emergency phase of the pandemic. They're becoming increasingly so. In California, particularly the L.A. area, being hit pretty hard. Now, if you are feeling sick, but you test negative for COVID, check your COVID test. You may have the symptoms of COVID, prompting you to take a test or two that you receive for free from the federal government in 2023. So it's a year ago.
Yeah.
But it is possible. It is also possible you're testing negative. There is a relatively obvious reason why your test is negative. There's another less obvious reason you may be overlooking. Your test is out of date.
So get a test again.
Get a new one and check the date. And just make sure that you're double test. It's fine. It's fine. Hogle Zoo has welcomed just a charming little animal. I don't think we have a picture of it. Home to a new residence. The animal's name is Gaia, or Gaia. It's Gaia, I believe.
Gaia is like
Mother Earth.
Yeah.
It's a black-footed cat, a species known as the deadliest cat on the planet. As the smallest species of wild cat with a height of only 8 inches and a weight of about 2 to 5 pounds, they are considered the deadliest wild cat in the world. This is due to their incredibly successful. Yeah, they're like the size of a house cat or smaller even. This is due to their incredibly successfully hunting rate, 60% kill rate, according to Smithsonian Magazine.
You think they show up at Hogle Zoo? You know what? I got a 60% kill rate. The other cats are like,
and the picture, but this little cat is just a charming looking little thing, but it'll
kill you.
It'll take your head off if you. And then finally, another. Okay, well we can end there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
ESPN is apologizing.
Oh yeah, they should. This could have been a boner, by the way.
You got to be careful when you're in New Orleans. This can happen.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
For showing a woman drop her top during a broadcast of the Sugar Bowl on Monday. Football fans were left stunned after the network aired a clip from Bourbon Street. It's Bourbon, cameras on Bourbon Street. It is going to happen, and she's right there in the front. You can't miss it. We regret that this has happened and apologize that this video aired in the telecast.
So it was live, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So it's. They didn't do it on purpose. It just happened. The camera with that woman goes, woo!
But, a delay, someone should have caught it.
I think they could have caught something in there. But let's see. In town tonight, the Jazz playing the Detroit Pistons, the 3-30 Detroit Pistons. That game's at 7 o'clock today. Weather. So today is just the last kind of yucky day. Mm-hmm. Bad air. 45 for a high. Things start to change tomorrow. Now, the storms are coming in waves. First wave is going to hit southern Utah a lot more than up here. We probably won't see much of it until maybe tomorrow night into Friday. Okay. Snow much more likely on Friday around noon, continuing all day Friday. Then that storm goes away. Another storm comes in Saturday. And that's the one that they said we're going to see probably the most impact from, at least here along the Wasatch Front. There's even a chance we see snow into Tuesday of next week. So big changes on the way, which are great for air quality and for skiing and water and all that stuff. It's your prayers have been answered. Let's see. Traffic, there's a crash. I-15 northbound in Midvale. 2 vehicles up against the left barrier. There was a truck involved, but it left the scene before Highway Patrol got there, so maybe a bit of a hit-and-run situation there. Still some slowage around Point of the Mountain, northbound I-15 Lehigh area, right shoulder there. And let me see if anybody has sent anything in via text. That's where the Infiniteam reports, and that's you, by the way. If you see something, let us know. 33986. It's time for Lights, Camera, Brunch. Don't miss Radio from Hell's annual independent film-themed podcast recording with brunch, beers, drinks, Sunday, January 21st, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Get tickets at x96.com.
So the chat room found a picture of those cats that are at Hogle Zoo.
Aren't they cute?
You just want to snuggle them. They're so cute. Look at them over there. And then they'll kill you.
Yeah, they'll kill you.
60% kill rate.
60% kill rate. They're adorable, though. They got such fluffy little... There you go. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, short break. And then after that, it's your list of things that must go. Stand by for all of that.
Listen to Radio from Hell at home when you first wake up. Just tell your smart speaker to play X96.
If you've had a serious injury...
This one from Emily. Things that must go. My guilt. Allow me to explain. The year was 2008. I was a fresh-faced Mormon teenage newlywed whose older sister had landed her a sweet second job at a local coffee house. The first busy weekend I worked, one of our employees rolled up hungover or possibly still drunk and was subsequently sent home to sleep it off. I was new and we were short-handed. Up rolls an SUV, at the window rolls down to reveal the incomparable Gina Barberi. I was awestruck.
So is another Gina Barberi?
She orders a drink. A latte, I believe, with an extra shot of espresso. Yes, that's my order.
Is that it?
I take her order and proceed to produce my best hurried hot beverage. I pulled 3 perfect shots of espresso. I take all the time the growing line will allow to froth and mix. Make sure the lid is nice and tight. Stop her in. Out to the drive-thru window, I dash with a smile, and away she goes, a vision of local celebrity and grace. My older sister yells back from the front, "What are these shots for? Should I throw them out?" I forgot to put the coffee in her coffee. I waited all day. I waited all day for her return. I waited for a call to speak with the manager. I thought maybe next weekend she'll come back and I make her a drink on the house. But the call never came, and she never came. I'm now a grizzled 30-something ex-Mormon and mother of 2 with under-eye bags and an anxiety disorder. I now know how much the caffeine probably meant to you. I thought I ruined your day with a coffeeless coffee. It's haunted me for more than a decade. I am sorry, Gina. Please accept my apology. Allow me to make it up to you. Can I buy you a drink sometime? Maybe a pair of those fluffy socks you're so fond of. Thank you for letting me listen and for allowing me the pleasure of serving you an albeit inferior beverage all those years ago. Long-time listener, first-time complainer, Emily.
How many years?
10.
2008.
Oh, my God.
Did you come to work? I seem to remember you coming to work and
Yeah.
then going, I have
going,
nothing but
There's-
foam here.
There's no coffee in this coffee.
Here it is from 2000. I love that. I love this.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you. You can't stand them anymore. You want to get them out of your life. And so, you know what? You send them to us. And we'll read your must-goes on the air. And maybe it'll make you feel better. And at the very least, well, sometimes when we read them, these things actually disappear from people's
We've heard
lives.
from people that say.
So send your must-goes, or anytime you feel like it, to radiofromhell at x96.com. Put must-go in the subject line. And you want to start, Gina?
Sure. A couple of my things that must go. Every year at Christmas time, I wish I had double recycling bin available.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I almost think they should give you an extra can for the month of December.
I'm lucky because my next door neighbor is Jewish and does not celebrate Christmas, and so we can always say, "Hey, Jackie, can we use your recycling?"
Because now I'm all off. Like, you fill up the can, but then you have your regular amount of recycling that you usually have, and we need another can. Another thing of mine, I mean, this is a common one, but I'm walking the dog yesterday, and someone comes tearing through the neighborhood like twice as fast as they should be going. And I have to resist the urge to throw something at them when they're doing that. Like, we should be able to do that. If you're driving too fast, you should be able to throw things at the car, I think.
You need one of those strips that the cops use.
Yeah. Let's see. This from Please Don't Use My Name, and you'll see why. My thing that must go is a company that fires every good employee they've ever had just because they stand up for what's right, not for what the company wants its employees to do. That happens to a lot of people. They can relate to that. Let's see. Hello, chat room Andrew here. You can use my name. Shingles must go.
Ooh.
My wife was in constant hip and back pain the week of Christmas. She thought it was just a flare-up of her sciatic nerve that bothers her from time to time. She couldn't sleep, couldn't get comfortable. Then Sunday evening, the rashes showed up. Of course, all the urgent cares were closed on New Year's Day. And to top it all off, she's switching jobs, so she doesn't have health insurance right now. She got her meds last night, so hopefully she'll be able to sleep. Fellow children of the 80s, remember to get your shingles vaccine as soon as you turn 50 or earlier if you're immunocompromised. I got mine, and you only have to get it one time, and then you're done. I mean, it's a two-shot thing,
shots,
but then that's it. You never have to worry about shingles again. Thanks for letting me listen, Andrew.
That it?
Yep.
I'll go next. I have a couple of my own. Let's see. Headlines in the news that tried just to be too cute, too clever. There's one this morning, and it's about a cat that's reunited with its family, and it says, "A perfect end to the holidays." Please, it's not creative. It's been done a million times. Don't write those headlines. And then also losing the work that you did from the day before. That must go. This one says, "What must go? Hello, lords and lady. You can use my name. What must go is some apps and websites, you have to create an account with a password.
Mm-hmm.
The must go part is some of these apps don't need case-sensitive passwords. It's just a small inconvenience to have to add a special character. And then, if I ever have to enter the password again, I forget it's case-sensitive. I don't know about you, but last time I checked, I don't think people want to try to hack into an account for a restaurant and book a reservation or schedule a haircut."
Yep.
Everything should be a thumbprint, I think.
Thank you. And that's from, says you can use my name. Oh, it's Andrew. There we go. And then this one is from our intern, Dawson Dow. "Good morning, Lords of Radio. Dawson here. A few things on my list that have been grinding my gears. Anytime I cut up an onion, the stench lingers underneath my fingernails."
Oh, yeah.
How would you know, Gina? When was the last time you ever cut up an onion? What do you mean, lingers under my fingernails and sets up camp for a week. All I wanted to do was make a nice beef and broccoli pot roast. The fact that I don't make or budget money enough to buy a trash compactor. The other day, I was stomping on my garbage like everyone else, and the next thing I knew, I had ice cream all over my shoes. Lords, help me. And finally, the little piece of skin on my fingernail that yanks up like a piece of Twizzlers pull-in peels.
Ooh.
It hurts, and it should just snap off like peanut brittle instead. But life is hard, but no one should have to go through this.
I hate that.
Dawson. All right,
Thanks,
Terry?
Dawson. Let's see, a couple from the foot of Mount Doom. The very vague colonoscopy prep instructions that you get.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call you the afternoon before your procedure. Don't eat the day before. Like not the entire day, no matter when my procedure is. I know you as an employee, you know what we need to do to prepare for the procedure, but it's either the first time or the first time in 5 years, so fill in the details. It's okay to give me more information than I need in a situation like this. Also, if your running shoe is part of the advertising campaign is about how scientific and special it is and how it's been designed and our engineers and then you cheap out on the shoelaces when I order it. And they're those thin little, and they don't stay tied. Got to double tie them. If you are an actor.
Yes.
Bill's listening.
In a presentation at, say, a theme park.
Yes.
Okay.
Where you're playing a part.
Okay.
Don't mumble your lines. I know you've said them a million times, but this is the first time I'm hearing them. Don't mumble it. I know you're probably tired of saying these words. Bill will attest that's part of what an actor does.
I played Hansel in Hansel and Gretel 400 times over a season of acting.
And it's especially egregious if I'm paying $250 extra for your performance.
Yes.
Well, yes, I'm getting a lightsaber in return.
But still.
But your performance is part of it. Don't mumble your lines. That little kid next to me was like, what did she say? What? Also, things that must go, me shaking hands ever again. I have to renew this vow again. It's been many years, but now I have to, everyone, if I don't shake your hands, do not take it personally. I'm just tired of getting sick.
Yes.
All right? Okay. And finally, on my list of things that must go, glitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's just a little glitter. There's no such thing as just a little glitter.
Glitter is glitter.
And you can't get rid of it.
And then and in the card, that they send, sorry, it's just a little bit of glitter. Yes, you, all right? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I don't need to go through my holiday cards like, I'm CNN and I'm opening worried about anthrax, I shouldn't have to do that.
No.
Packages with the ribbon, the glitter on the ribbon.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
It's awful.
So, once I am your president, I will outlaw glitter.
A day one? Is that a day one thing?
Day one. People are saying and I'm hearing that at day one I will rid the world of glitter.
He's the glitter ritter.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
All right, let's see. I guess we better do some traffic. There we are.
Crash northbound I-15, milepost 300. That's 52nd south. It is off to the right shoulder. 2 vehicles up against the left barrier. Check our message stream. That's where Infiniteam checks in. Who's Infiniteam? Well, that's you. Yes, you. Everybody is a member. That just means you text us when you see something out on the roads, and I'll pass it along. And nobody has sent anything in for a bit. Yes.
Here's someone is suggesting.
Oh.
For your Christmas wrap situation.
Yes.
My wife had a friend who rents a large 30-foot-long trash bin as a neighbor gift every Christmas.
That's a great idea.
Neighbors can all use the bin before and after Christmas.
This is an excellent idea.
Yeah, that you have to care about your neighbors.
Yeah.
Well, I do.
And you got to hope that they want to participate.
I bet they would. I like this idea. Thank you for that. See, Infiniteam it's not just traffic. You give us all kinds of tips.
All kinds of tips. Okay.
Or do what I do. Get yourself a Jewish neighbor.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Getting harder these days.
I know, but...
All right, so we will take a break. We will be back after some messages and a song with the Boner Recap game. Very easy game to play because we've already given you the answer that we're going to ask, which is who won the boner this morning. If you were listening at 7:45, you know, because that's when we awarded it. And if you weren't...
It's easy to figure out, usually.
Yeah, go to x96.com. And it's right there.
It's there.
So, And what is the prize for our Boner Recap today?
Tickets to see the All-Star Monster Trucks February 2nd and 3rd at the Maverick Center.
Monster Truck tickets at 877-602-9696 for an easy contest. Tell us who won the boner this morning. It's that simple. Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
Wouldn't you like to start this new year with getting rid of your less than perfect vision?
You made a resolution. Those are binding.
Stop wearing glasses. Stop wearing contact lenses. I made that resolution years ago and went to Hoops Vision and had the LASIK procedure. Carrie did the same thing.
Yes.
To make your resolutions a reality, right now Hoops is offering a flash sale this month. I don't know if they've ever offered this much off.
That's a hell of a deal.
It's $1,200 off of a LASIK or PRK procedure. So get your LASIK consultation and surgery completed by the end of this month. Call Hoops Vision today, schedule an appointment online. And this is just a no obligation assessment of kind of appointment. So call 877-30-LASIK. That's 877-30-LASIK, or go to the website hoopsvision.com. Get $1,200 off. Even though radio.
Friday morning, I'm backing out of my driveway, and I see some water, a little bit of water there. Now, my water main is out in front, and it's in the middle of an elevated kind of a growing area, and it's surrounded by rose bushes.
Okay.
And so I saw some water coming out there.
From there?
From there. And I thought to myself, well, that's probably just a broken sprinkler head or something. Doesn't appear to be that much from where I'm sitting. I'll take care of it when I get home. So then I get text from Sue while we were in our meeting.
Oh, I heard you talking about this.
What's going on? You know, there's like a lot of water out there. I said, oh, I was going to shut it off when I got home.
You didn't think it was that big a deal.
I didn't, and that was the problem. I should have let her know that I saw water in the morning so that she could go out and look at it. It turned out to be more than just a little problem. It was the main.
It busted,
and was leaking water. It was a river of water.
Yeah.
So we called two plumbers. Sue did. And the first plumber says, well, here's what I can do with a patch, but I can't do it until Monday.
You just let it gush until Monday?
Well, I'm like, well, what about the water? And he goes, well, I can't get in there.
Is it like it'll undermine your driveway and
Well, I mean, it's just a lot of wasted water,
Yeah.
and I'm paying for it. You know, it's my.
It's not going to do any damage?
It wouldn't do any damage, I don't think. Not that much.
Okay.
But it's just wasted water.
Yeah.
So then the second plumber comes, and he says, here's what's going on. Your main is like 4 feet underground, and we're going to have to go in there, dig all that out,
Yeah.
fix the leak. He says, but then, he says, you're an older home, so you got this galvanized pipe, and he starts going into it. And he says, what I would recommend, and this is not me trying to gouge you, what I would recommend is that we just go in there and we replace everything.
Oh, wow.
Including the main all the way into the house, and then the gear stuff, the main switch inside the house. So we should replace all that.
Yeah.
It's because, it's old.
It's time.
It's time. Let's just do it. And we went, okay, let's do that. He said, well, what do we do in the meantime with all this water? He's like, well, what I'd do first of all, this is the plumber, is fill up your bathtubs with water. Why is that? He goes, so you can go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I said, what? No, you're not going to the bathroom in the tub. You're going to be taking buckets of water.
Using it to flush.
To flush so that you can still flush.
Yeah.
It's like the olden days, Carrie.
Because you're going to be without water for a while.
And he says and then fill up as many containers as you can of water throughout the house. And I said, well, how do we shut off this water? And he goes, well, I can't do that. You got to call the city. God. So we call the city. And it's like, yeah, we'll get up there when we can to shut off the water. And I wasn't happy about having the water shut off. Because we're having people over on Friday. I'm like, I'm sure somebody's going to need to use the bathroom. I'm going to ask them, hey, would you fill up the thing?
Yes,
no.
Scoop the bucket out of the...
Yeah. Could
Give
you?
them a bucket.
If you would, please.
Use the backyard.
So luckily my yard guy Spiro showed up. And if anybody knows how to go around the system, it's my yard guy Spiro. He says, oh, I can shut off your main, sure. I can show you how to shut it off.
I'm not supposed to, but
I'm
I
not
can
supposed to. But I'll show you. Here's how you do it, and here's how you can turn it back on. So if you want to shower, just turn it on.
Oh,
and
I
then
see.
So Spiro comes through in a clinch. But today, that means they're going to have to be doing all this. So the whole weekend, we've been without water.
So you haven't been turning it off and on?
We turn it off and on once a day for like an hour.
Like it's shower time?
So it's like we all jumped in the
dishes.
shower yesterday. We did dishes and all of that stuff for an hour yesterday. And
How come a plumber couldn't figure out how to turn it off?
Well, it's not figuring it out. There's probably a
not supposed to do it?
liability
yeah,
reason.
liabilities and ethics and things like
You're
that.
not supposed to.
That's the city's thing. The main is the meter is the city's thing, and that's not what I do.
So God bless Spiro, Carrie.
Yeah. Carrie, my friend, I show you how to
Spiro will go around the law.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
will.
care.
He's got no problem. So, yeah, it's weird because I've been waterless all weekend, and I've been, besides the shower thing, which is a problem. I showered yesterday. I'm not showered now, so I'm staying away from you guys.
Oh, you're fine.
But I realize how much water I waste just doing things, like brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
That's just one example.
Do you let the water run while you brush teeth?
I don't, but even then, I don't need to even have that much water to brush your teeth.
You need a little.
Yeah, you need maybe 6 to 8 ounces.
Just
if that.
Wet the brush and the paste.
Wet the brush and the paste, rinse
that's it.
the whole thing. You don't need that much water to do a lot of the things that you need.
This is a good learning experience.
Yeah, and the big containers of water that we've got up in the kitchen for drinking water. I'm thinking about how much water I waste on a daily basis.
Yeah, you don't need. You can. You got whiskey.
Yeah,
you don't need to drink water.
Exactly. But what happened as soon as Spiro turned off the main? What happened?
I don't know.
I walked in the house and I was immediately thirsty. I think it was a cycle, and I've been thirsty all weekend.
I was thirsty and I had to pee.
I am thirsty all weekend because of that, because I know I don't have any water.
Now, so have you done the bucket thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A few times now. They do.
Oh,
That's because they are beloved.
They are beloved.
They're beloved by Carol in Sunset.
I knew it. I knew it.
Sunset.
Carol's been to every 311 show that has ever happened in Utah.
You're just making that up.
I actually am. Sorry, Carol. I shouldn't. assume.
Sunset.
Making assumptions about Carol.
Been a while since I've been to Sunset. All right. It says here, back to your bin situation that you were talking about.
Yes, recycle bin.
You should be able to temporarily order an extra recycle bin online from the city. Same with a compost bin.
I'm going to do that next year because I've got
screw your neighbors.
so many boxes and things.
So that's what you do. Or like at our house, you just don't have anything like that.
You don't get stuff.
No. We get our stuff when we want it or need it during the year, and
it's not all at once.
No, and then when you open it, you go, "Oh, happy Christmas! Way to go!"
Yeah.
Yay, Christmas!
Did you not open any presents on Christmas?
No.
Not
really,
not
one.
Not one.
Not one.
No. No. Because we got everything we wanted during the year.
You know what would be fun?
Oh, please.
You know, when anybody says that, it's usually not.
Tell me, Gina.
Is whenever you get it throughout the year, or you see something that your wife might like, like in July, wrap it up in Christmas wrapping paper and give it to her.
But then I'd have to wrap it.
Oh,
yeah.
And then we'd have to throw away the wrap.
Yeah.
Filling up the landfill.
There's
many reasons why.
But fun sometimes. No. Okay.
One man's fun is another man's poison.
It's like when my kids all have birthdays around Christmas, which is a pain, and so I have in the past had a half birthday for them, or we celebrate in the summer and no.
You know what would be fun?
Okay.
You know what would be fun, Gina?
The boner recap?
Boner recap.
Is it time for that?
Yes, it is.
All right, I'm ready.
Tyler's on the phone.
Hi, Tyler. Tyler?
I think Tyler may have given up on us.
Oh, no.
Tyler
doesn't want these monster truck tickets?
Somebody must want them.
Tyler, going once. Going twice?
Too bad.
You know what would be fun?
Going to the Monster Truck Show.
Yeah, let's go to Brad now instead.
Brad? Hi, Brad.
Hey, I want the truck tickets.
Okay, good. Where are you calling from?
I think I'm in Murray right now.
Okay.
Oh, you know when you're in Murray.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Just roll down the window a second and take a sniff. You'll know.
Right.
Listen, Brad, I'm going to read these three boner candidates for you, and you tell me which one was the winner. Did you hear them earlier today?
I did.
Okay, you'll be able to get this easily then, because they're all pretty strong candidates. Number one was the pastor tried to baptize a man's head in a deep fryer. So there's this pastor, Pastor Waden in North Carolina, and his wife works down to the McDonald's. And she calls him from the McDonald's and says, "They're giving me a hard time here, some other employees. Come down here and help me." And the pastor went to the McDonald's and grabbed one of the employees and tried to shove his head in a deep fryer. Boner candidate number two. I'll tell you who's responsible. Barbra Streisand and Ryan Reynolds. That's who's responsible. Lauren Boebert, Republican, Colorado, blaming Hollywood stars Ryan Reynolds and Barbra Streisand as a big part of the reason why she had to switch districts, because Ryan Reynolds and Barbra Streisand are pouring money into my district, pouring money in here, giving it to my opponent.
Yeah.
I don't have a chance.
No.
It was $1,500.
$1,500.
Yeah.
That's pouring money
Yeah,
in.
right.
Could it be that the people there are just sick of you?
Yes.
And then there's boner candidate number three. The best way to stop indoctrination of our children by liberals is to get the kids drunk and then punch them. This is the story of Clarice Schillinger in Pennsylvania. She once ran for lieutenant governor in Pennsylvania, and she is also the head, or was the head, of a federal PAC called Back to School USA, which pledged to combat liberal teachers, unions, and special interest groups. Got that? Liberal teachers, unions, and special interest groups that are responsible for indoctrinating our children. She had a big party for her 16-year-old daughter, invited all of her teenage friends over, got all the kids drunk, and then Ms. Schillinger and like her mother got involved. They were punching kids for whatever reason, punching them. So there you go, drunk kids being punched. Which one was the winner?
Man, now I'm confused. I'm gonna say number one.
I thought he said
he's confused.
He said
he's confused.
He said number 3.
Didn't you say number 3?
I swear.
You're right.
I swear I heard him say number 3. Yeah.
You said number 3.
Of course, with the sinus pressure, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
I swear.
It's because you're in Murray. That's why it's
Is that
a little
it?
garbled. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, it's the fog got me.
Yeah. All right, Brad, hang on, and we'll make sure you get your prize.
Monster truck.
Monster truck.
Monster truck.
All right.
If people want information about that, you can go to x96.com. There's event information and ticket links.
All right. Let's see. What do we got?
You okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay.
Carrie keeps telling us this is the tail end of his...
This is the end. This is the...
You're not contagious phase.
Yeah, I was contagious a week ago. This is the...
the purge?
Yes. Healthy... expectorations. I think is what
is that
it's
a
called.
Charles Dickens book?
No,
Healthy expectorations.
I think it's a moment of meditation with healthy expectorations.
Yes. Okay. Whatever they are, they're healthy and they're all coming up at once. But that's a good thing.
Yes. No, you got to get it out.
You got to get it out.
You got to get it out.
So yeah, don't be afraid.
Okay.
Keeping it over here. All of my handkerchiefs that are full.
I'm not afraid because it's too late now.
No, believe me, if Sue hasn't caught it, you guys.
Oh, she didn't get it.
No, she did not. So if you guys, you guys are fine. If she hasn't caught it, you're not going to catch it. Because we were in the same room for many days while I was sitting there going.
You need a steam.
Steam would be good.
You got to have a nice steam.
The neti pot is cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a little different than a steam. A good steam is, it really starts that stuff coming out.
Then you got to spit it on the floor of the steam room, and someone's got to clean it up.
That's right. So just as long as it isn't you.
With the neti pot, I'm the one cleaning up after me, and I don't feel bad.
You know what would be fun?
That would be fun.
Talking about
expectorations.
All the expectorations. They're healthy.
Yeah.
And they're the right color, too, I'll have you know.
I'm glad you're checking.
Yes.
I don't want to know what color it is.
Well, you see there are 3 different colors.
No, I don't want to know.
It tells you how far along in the disease you are.
Yeah, exactly. All right, it's fine. We'll take a short break, and then we'll have some big boy news coming up after these. Stand by. Squatters Pub presents Light.
My little daughter, who is 4, she takes amusement in her father's flatulence.
Is this a daily occurrence?
Oh God, yes. And I use the dumb old dad jokes of it's a farting or it's a barking spider.
Barking spider.
And she'll always go, "It's not a barking spider, Dad. That's a foding spider."
My dad always said it was a buck snort.
Or sometimes I'll say, "That bear's been following us around," or "Did somebody step on a duck?" Is the other one.
Hear that? Buck snort.
Yeah. She likes the duck one too. But she also is occasionally flatulent. And I was lying on her bed with her, reading her a story, as I do fairly often, before she went to bed, and she just ripped.
She ripped a good one, huh?
Just ripped one.
Daddy's little girl.
Yeah. And I
so
said,
like us.
I
learned it from watching you.
I said, "Honey, that man, That was...
Did you high five her?
High five!
That was a loud one. And she said, it sounded like a door closing.
She means like the creak of the door?
And I said, it did kind of. And she said, a door with rusty hinges. Ouch! I just thought that was...
She's green.
I thought that was the best.
So, our children are learning from you.
So now it's just, hey, did somebody close a door with rusty hinges?
Somebody oil those hinges.
I just thought that was the best. A door
Get
with
some
a
3-in-1 oil on those hinges.
So that was it. It's just one of those. Kids say the darndest
They
things.
sure do.
All right, 9:17, 9:18. Just clicked over, 9:18. So let's get to some big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by...
Living Spaces New Year's clearance event. You'll save big, get free shipping on in-stock collections. Celebrate and shop the best deals at Living Spaces.
Thank you. Here's some news.
Here's a missing person murder story for you, Gina.
Okay.
A Florida woman who was last seen in 2012, been missing since then, has been found dead by a search and rescue team in Kissimmee, Florida. According to Sunshine State Sonar, I guess that's a publication, Sandra Lemire was found inside a vehicle submerged in a retention pond near Walt Disney World. The vehicle matched the description of her grandmother's 2004 Ford Fiesta minivan, which had also gone missing. The cause of death has not been released yet. The woman was 47 years old at the time of her disappearance. Both Lemire and the minivan went missing on May 8, 2012. Police had offered up to a $5,000 reward for information. Orlando police said that she had been visiting a man she met online in Kissimmee.
Dun, dun, dun.
Before she disappeared. She called her grandmother to inform her that she made it there and would let her know when she would be on her way back. Police said Ms. Lemire never called back. In July of 2022, Sunshine State Sonar joined efforts to try and find Ms. Lemire. The group said that the detectives received a tip last week that led them to the Kissimmee Retention Pond. Pictures posted by searchers showed the minivan covered in soot with a busted-out windshield. On Saturday, searchers received a hit on a sonar device that led them to the vehicle submerged in 14 feet of water. The group said they've searched more than 60 bodies of water before finding Lemire's remains.
There's a lot of bodies of water in Florida. That's why Dexter lived there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Except he took him out into the
ocean.
The Church of Scientology should be labeled a criminal enterprise.
What they do now?
Due to its what they've always done.
Yes.
Due to its pattern of racketeering activity, say the plaintiffs in the civil harassment case against the David Miscavige-led organization and Danny Masterson, who's in prison now.
For 30 years.
With 3 more rape claims against the incarcerated That 70s Show actor in a proposed Second Amendment complaint. The accusers want the L.A. courts to allow mafia-inspired RICO charges to be included in the case now. At almost the same time, in another lawsuit, the church seems to have kneecapped its own argument that one of the main reasons it harshly criticizes Leah Remini is because the former Scientologist, Ms. Remini, has long been inspiring violence against Scientology and its leadership.
Not violence.
Is there violence
no.
again? Is
No.
anybody doing
No,
that?
she is not inspiring violence.
Heading toward a September 2025 trial date after various unsuccessful attempts by Scientology to get the 2019 filed harassment dispute by ex-members of the church pulled out of the courts, the December 27th filed leave to amend says that the addition of the racketeer-influenced and corrupt organization, that's RICO Act, is legitimate because many of Scientology's criminal enterprise money-making schemes are criminal in nature. Looking at a hearing on leave to amend a motion, so far it gets a little complicated here.
Yeah.
But defendant David Miscavige is the undisputed and unquestioned leader of this criminal enterprise and derives significant financial benefit from Scientology's criminal unlawful activity. The potential SAC filing says very bluntly. Scientology is there. It looks like they're really going after him this time. Sean Hannity is leaving New York, has moved to Florida.
He has moved.
Yeah. He announced on Tuesday's afternoon radio show that taking his talents to Florida, or that is to say, he's officially relocating from his home in Long Island to the Sunshine State. I wouldn't say taking his talents because...
Yeah.
Hannity revealed to listeners of his iHeartRadio talk show that he was broadcasting live from his new studio in Florida, where he has taken up full-time residence.
Is it at Mar-a-Lago? Or...
Mr. Hannity, I think he's living in Rush Limbaugh's old place.
Oh.
Mr. Hannity opened Tuesday's show with the breaking news saying, if anybody's listening to this program for any length of time, you've been threatening now to do this for quite a while, but we're now beginning our first broadcast of my new home, and that is in the free state of Florida.
You belong there, Sean.
I am out. I am done. I am finished. New York, goodbye. Florida, hello. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Well, no, that's the New York.
I know. But it's great to be here, and I will tell you one of the things that I was told either before. I will tell you one of the things I was told either before Linda, but feeling good tonight, by the way, and I'm... What? I'm that because she entertains everybody.
What are you talking... What?
I'm just reading what's written here. I bet she was entertaining every day, working or not working, and no, she's worked a number of days.
Huh?
And she's such a good entertainer and such a great host, is that anyone would want her back as soon as we can.
Typical
what
liberal.
Is this?
I don't know what
It sounds like somebody let the AI go and didn't check the work.
I think maybe
That
so.
means it's a liberal. Oh, it's a hostile liberal. All right, hostile liberal.
Hannity has, of course, regularly hosted his Fox News show from his Long Island compound.
Well, listen, when you have all that Russian money, you can move anywhere you'd like.
He has a compound, Carrie. Don't you want a compound? I want a compound.
Sure, eventually, yeah.
I'd like a compress. Last year, Hannity and a Fox and Friends co-host, Ainsley Earhart, revealed that they were in a relationship. Hannity got divorced a couple of years ago.
Not a very good Catholic.
And
I'll say.
Yeah, Catholics aren't supposed to get divorced,
No.
are they? So there's going to be a Mickey Mouse horror movie.
So
I
Steamboat,
hate this.
Steamboat Willie
I don't like it either.
Is now public domain. Is
Just that version of
Just
Mickey
that
Mouse.
version of Mickey.
The black and white version of Mickey Mouse. John Oliver did a funny bit with that toward the end of his last show.
But these are the same people who took Winnie the Pooh and turned him into a slasher. Same with the Mickey Mouse.
It's just salacious.
It's ridiculous.
Let's see. Heidi Klum was spotted topless once again.
You'd think she could afford a top.
At a beach at St. Bart's. The supermodel flashed her incredible figure while opting to wear only leopard print thong bottoms and no bikini top.
You know where you'll never catch me?
Florida?
Looking at her.
Wait.
Oh. What?
Now I'm confused.
Topless.
Oh, okay.
In St. Bart's? That'll never happen.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't want it to happen. Blake Lively,
Utah's own,
was she's married to Ryan Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And apparently she's got a 9-year-old daughter, 7-year-old daughter, and a 4-year-old daughter. One of her daughters is named James.
Okay.
And a baby born February 23rd. She was at Instagram to share some of her favorite moments of 2023 recently. The big one for her, heading off to Disneyland Paris and meeting Remy from Ratatouille, and also breast pumping at Disneyland.
Well,
she shared a photo of herself carrying her breast pump around with her to the aforementioned meeting with Remy.
Good for you,
Who looked
Blake.
like he was getting a big kick out of her breast pump in a photo she shared. That's fine.
She's a real person. That's what you get from that.
Let's see, and finally this.
Oh, you have time.
Yeah, but I don't have very many stories.
Oh, okay.
I lost some. I don't know how that happened.
You left them in your other pants.
I might be able to find them if I look closely. Oh, this is kind of interesting. So I didn't mention earlier Bob Menendez, the Democratic representative,
Who should resign.
Yeah, he's in some big trouble. Now it's Senator he's not a representative, he's a senator. There's another indictment coming his way. He was indicted in September on bribery charges and pleaded not guilty. The feds say that the senator and his wife took bribes in the form of cash, gold bars, and a convertible automobile. They allege Menendez used his position as chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee to advance the interests of the Egyptian government. And on Tuesday, the DOJ further claimed he received luxury wristwatches and Formula One tickets in exchange for promoting the government of Qatar. Well, interestingly enough, his daughter is on MSNBC.
Yes.
She is a presenter.
Yes.
Her name is Alicia Menendez, and there's some breaking news coming up. She didn't know what it was. She just knew it was breaking news.
Let's go to the breaking news. Here's Ari Melber.
And it was about her father.
About her father. Yeah.
When news.
That's not her fault. I feel bad for her.
No, I mean,
Jeez.
his daughter was in the first hour, guest hosting the 2-hour program Deadline. She said back in September, look, I can't report on anything having to do with my father's case. Now, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Those relying on MSNBC for their news had to wait for more than an hour to receive word of her dad's indictment. We have to take a quick break. So she wasn't even there. She knew it was coming, and she said, we have to take a quick break.
We throw to Ari Melber in the newsroom.
Yeah, and I got to go.
Yeah.
See you. That's really hard for her. I've never seen her, but
she's very good.
Is she good?
Yeah. But her father needs to be he needs to be gone.
Yeah.
He needs to quit.
But wait, he's a Democrat. How come you're telling him to be gone?
Because he should be gone, yeah.
Just want you to know that I appreciate liberals like you and the way you judge us. It's a nice reminder that the real judgment will one day be upon us.
And officials at Australia's Melbourne Zoo assured the public that no baboons were on the loose, or baboons if you prefer. No baboons were on the loose after a false alarm sent the facility into lockdown.
Loose Baboons is a good band name.
For about 10 minutes. Visitors to the zoo in Victoria on Tuesday said that they were ushered to secure areas by zoo staff, and rumors started to circulate on social media that a Hamadryas baboon, I think is how you say it, had escaped its enclosure. The lockdown was lifted after less than 10 minutes after zoo officials explained the escaped animal alert had been triggered by mistake. No, he had not escaped. He had just gone out for a beer and had come back.
Monkeys!
Now, if there's a loose Hamadryas baboon, you don't want people to be in the way.
Especially if he's had a beer.
Yeah.
Monkeys!
All right, there you go.
Weather.
So today's pretty much like it has been. Bad air quality, high of 45. Things start to change tomorrow. Now, further south you go, that's where the first storm's going to hit more. Then Thursday night into Friday, that's when things, more likely things will happen up here along the Wasatch Front. 60% chance of snow likely Friday. Then that storm moves through, and then another storm comes through later in the weekend that could last all the way till early part of next week. So big changes on the way. It will be much colder. So we've been unseasonably warm, 45, like I said. We'll be down in the 30s for highs, overnight lows in the 20s for the next 5 or 6 days, it looks like. But finally, we'll get some precipitation and clean this air out. Experience the magic and enchantment of Cat and Cauldron, your premier destination for all things occult and metaphysical in Taylorsville, catandcauldron.com.
All right, so we'll take a break. We'll be back with Bill Frost's list of what's on TV this week. He wasn't here on Monday, but he did send us a list. So stand by for that. It's coming up after these.
Well, have you ever wondered what it's like to sneeze while you're driving 200 miles an hour in an Indy car? Have you ever wondered what?
I would think it would be like sneezing, right?
Well, but think about it. You have to close your eyes when you're driving. Just
everything
but how
slows
far
down, though. Everything slows down. I think
when you sneeze.
No. When you're driving 200 miles an hour, you're so used to it. Everything slows down.
Well, race car drivers deal with a lot of challenges that we all do. We've all, had to sneeze while we're driving. But it's harder to do when you're going 200 miles an hour. IndyCar star Alexander Rossi was recently interviewed about what it's like to sneeze while you're going 200 miles an hour. They also asked him about picking his nose. Do you have to pick your nose while you're driving 200 miles an hour?
I think with the helmet and everything, that's the last thing on your mind.
And that's what he said. He said, well, even if I wanted to, I couldn't get it up there in the helmet.
The gloves, you got the stuff covering your face so that if you catch on fire, you don't die. You got the helmet,
But the trick is to try to sneeze in the straightaway, he said.
Well, yeah.
'Cause
no kidding.
If you can hold it, till the straightaway, it's better. But he said it's scary. You close your eyes for a second, and how far you travel in just that half a second when you close your eyes, it could be disaster.
I heard Danny Sullivan, Indy race car driver, though, talking about how many laps did they do at Indy? Is it 50 or 100 or something? I mean, they just. A lot of laps. 500,
the Indianapolis
500, yeah, obviously, duh. But you're going 180, 200 miles an hour for that long of a period of time. And he says everything slows down, kind of. He says, I knew where my girlfriend was sitting. And so I would look to find her every time I went by. And then I noticed she was getting very friendly with a guy sitting next to her. He said, things sort of slow down, and you get used to it, and you can...
You did good, Gina. I'm proud of you. That's good.
Whoa! Hey!
All right, 9:34 right now.
Bill Frost, usually here on Mondays, and we'll be here this coming Monday, I'm sure. Tell us what's on TV. Bill Frost, City Weekly writer, podcaster, TV Tan podcast, and musician. You can find all of his stuff at billfrost.tv. He said there are some new things this week in television, and here they are if you want them.
All right.
Let's see. Now streaming, The Holdovers, which you saw, right, Gina?
I really like that.
In the
It's
theater?
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah. It says a curmudgeonly history teacher, Paul Giamatti, is stuck chaperoning a group of students at Barton Academy Private School over Christmas break. Now, that sounds terrible. to me. Just right there.
I mean, it's
that doesn't, it sounds
it's
formulaic.
it is it's no. I mean, it's terrible in that. Doesn't that sound like a horrible thing to happen? But it's the same director that did Sideways,
right?
So he gets his Paul Giamatti.
It's Alexander Payne.
Yeah.
This is it's on Peacock, by the way. The Holdovers marks the first time Giamatti and Alexander Payne have worked together since Sideways. The movie has been praised as a career high for both since it was released in theaters in November 2023.
I liked it.
But it's, just the premise sounds kind of, a grumpy old teacher and a group of students, and they're stuck at this.
But it's.
Why
Yeah, maybe that's a premise you've heard before, but if you put good actors in there.
Why is it called The Holdovers? Just because they're
holding over Christmas.
They're being held over?
These are people that didn't go home for
They
Christmas.
were supposed to go home but got stuck.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's now streaming. Thursday, January 4th, tomorrow, Daughters of the Cult on Hulu.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to all watch this. This is on Hulu. Ervil LeBaron.
Oh, really?
Local crazy.
Yes, was the leader of a polygamous fundamentalist sect in the 70s, not to mention husband to at least 13 women, many underage, and yet there's been little documentary coverage of the Mormon Manson, as he was called.
Yes.
LeBaron ordered the blood atonement murders of over 20 of his perceived rivals, most carried out after he died in prison in 1981. Daughters of the Cult interviews surviving ex-members of the sect, and all 5 episodes stream on January 4. That's on Hulu, Daughters of the Cult. You remember there's a car, a Chrysler LeBaron?
Yes.
Remember that? And there was a car around town, and it had the license plate, Ervil. Was
Very funny.
My Ervil LeBaron.
Also on Thursday, The Brother's Son on Netflix, new series. Bruce's son, Samsung Lee, is living in an average Los Angelino life in California, and his brother Charles, Justin Chen, unexpectedly shows up on his doorstep from Taiwan. Bruce soon learns that he comes from a family of Taipei gangsters, and he was sent to America by Mama's son, Michelle Yeoh.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
always good.
To build a legit life. I want you out of the gangster life, go to America. But now that his crime lord father has been assassinated, Bruce may have to join the family business. All 8 episodes of The Brother Son stream January 4th. That sounds pretty good.
That does.
Next, The Power of Film on Turner Classic Movies. It's a docuseries.
Oh, cool.
Hosted by Professor Emeritus and UCLA Film Archive founder Howard Suber. A 6-part docuseries, The Power of Film, explores the elements of what makes a great and, even more importantly, memorable movie. Quote, I am honored to have our series shown on TMC, surrounded by 17 of the most memorable American films, nearly all of which I discuss in depth in the series, said Suber. Sadly, my top 2, Crank and Crank High Voltage, aren't among those. Oh, that's Bill Frost.
That's Bill Frost's notes.
Yes. Yeah. And then on Friday, Good Grief, a Netflix movie. Schitt's Creek favorite Dan Levy.
Oh, yeah, I'd heard about this.
Writes.
That's a movie.
Yeah. It's called Good Grief. He says, a lot of people think I'm a comic. Well, I'm not. I've always been a slightly more emo person than people realize. In Good Grief, he plays Mark, whose life has been shattered by the death of his husband, Luke. Luke Evans plays his husband.
Okay.
Mark and his BFF, Ruth Nega, who's great.
She's always good.
And Hamish Patel then take a soul-searching trip to Paris, where they likely won't run into Netflix's Emily. Oh, I never did watch that.
Emily in Paris?
Yeah, I need to watch that.
The story is tiresome. Just watch it for the scenery, for the shots of Paris. That's really what it's good for. That's why.
I'm thinking of Emily the Criminal.
You're thinking about something.
Emily the Criminal.
I didn't see that.
I don't even know that.
That's what's her name?
Yeah.
You know.
I can't help you because I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually I speak Bill, but.
Funny Woman on PBS. It's a new series. What if the marvelous Mrs. Maisel were more British and blonde?
Okay.
Funny Woman follows Blackpool beauty queen Barbara Parker, played by Gemma Atherton, on her bumpy quest to break into the bloke-dominated London comedy scene in the 60s.
I see.
Despite the title, the 6-episode Funny Woman, based on Nick Hornby novel, is more of a drama than a comedy, and it's already been picked up for a second season by Britain's Sky Max.
Okay.
So there you go. So there's some good stuff there. Oh, and the Golden Globes are on Sunday.
Golden
With
Globes.
Joe Coy is hosting.
Joe Coy is hosting.
Yeah, he's a good comic.
Yeah.
And, okay, there you go. I think that's everything.
Plenty
there are some
o'
things
shows.
to see there.
Mm-hmm. Plenty o' shows. All right. Well, thank you, Bill Frost. I hope we're putting the list together.
Yeah, he did work when he didn't have to do work.
Crank and Crank 2, huh?
Have any idea what that is?
They're movies.
Well, I know, but I mean, what
They're
they
the
are.
Jason Statham movies
Yeah.
where he has been
Driving fast.
He's been loaded with adrenaline, and maybe he'll have a heart attack.
Or he has to keep his heart
He
level
has,
up.
he has to keep his
I think
heart
he has
level
to
up.
keep his heart rate up, yeah.
Otherwise, he'll die.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. Emily the Criminal is Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, you're thinking of a different show.
Yeah, it's a different show than Emily in Paris.
Yeah. Like I said, Emily in Paris, it's a YA soap opera. But
It's
beautiful
Emily
scenery.
in Paris.
Yeah.
But apparently Emily the Criminal with Aubrey Plaza is really good.
I did watch that, and she was good in it. But there were no scenes of Paris in there. All right. Okay. Well, let's see. Do we have any other business that we need to take care of here?
I'll just remind you about the Squatters Brunch.
Okay.
I know we've been talking about it a lot, but it does always sell out. So if you're interested in coming to Lights Camera Brunch at Squatters on Sunday, January 21st, 11 to 1 p.m., tickets are $30. You get them at x96.com. What do you get for $30? You get brunch, eggs, sausage, French toast, hash browns, OJ, coffee, fresh fruit, and there will be boozy things available for purchase if you would like.
Yes.
And you get glassware. Two really nice
Really nice pint glasses, yeah.
And bear in mind, we're going to be recording a Not Safe for Work podcast. I'm going to do this for you, Gina.
Thank you.
So last time we talked about this off the air, Gina says, I don't know if I'm comfortable saying kids are welcome at a Not Safe for Work podcast. If you are responsible parents, it's your decision. There will
I'm
be
just saying.
There will be things that are that are adult. You can bring kids if you want.
Mm-hmm.
But it's up to you.
There will be harsh language.
Yes, there will be, and adult subjects.
Because I had something I wanted to talk about, and now I'm rethinking it.
Tell me what it is, and I will give you a good idea of how you can still talk about it. First of all, we'll survey the room. We'll look around and go.
We'll read the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
All right.
What's the youngest kid here?
Because who knows? I might not want to talk about it.
Because it's a not safe for work thing that must go.
I'm only
is what it is.
I'm only 7 years old. All right, you should go to the bathroom now.
Maybe that's something we could do. Is a not safe for work things that must go. Maybe we could all bring a not safe for work thing that must go.
Okay.
I just we're having a
That's a
meeting
thought.
on the air like we do. I'm throwing it out there.
Okay, that's a thought.
Well, I don't know because I'll say anything.
I mean, I know we'll play Beat Gina in person. We got some questions that are not safe for work there. Well, okay. All right. But anyway, get your tickets. X96.com. We'll see you there. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Todd Newcomb.
So you guys have bidets, right?
Mm-hmm. I have experienced a bidet. I do not have one in my house.
So I have one in my house, and I've come to prefer it. And I mean, there are 3 toilets in the house. Only one of them has a bidet, and I really prefer it. And when I was having my spine surgery, one of the physical therapy people or something said, "Now the first thing I'm going to recommend is I hope you have a bidet at home, because it'll be difficult to clean yourself up." And I said, "Well, I do." But I wonder if you've experienced this, Carrie.
Yes.
And maybe you, Gina. It takes you a while to trust the bidet. To trust that it has done its work as it should have.
Yes.
Don't you have, I mean, shouldn't you check to make sure all is well?
Well, particularly if you have a bidet which has a dryer on it.
Hold it. Before we go any further, let me...
Yeah.
It's Poop Chat on X96 Radio from Hell.
Okay, go ahead.
So, particularly if it has a dryer, which cleans you and then it dries you off.
Yes.
Do you trust it?
Yeah.
So for a while, I was not quite sure if I trusted, so I would check.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to the point where
you just assume everything's been taken care of.
pretty damn sure.
Wow, you're
I
braver.
never
You're
got
braver
there.
than me.
Yeah,
I haven't had a problem. I have not had a problem.
I have not developed that much trust yet.
So that I don't have to use toilet paper at all.
Well, I'm using less toilet paper. But,
Yeah.
but
I was in the honeymoon phase.
There's all trust there. You're willing to try anything in that phase.
Yeah. But now that the bidet and I are an old married couple, I know it's doing its job and it's got my back.
I don't need to check,
so to speak. So.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. Although I don't live with one. Maybe if I lived with one, I would get there. But in the times I have experienced them, I'm like, well, that was nice and everything, but I'm just going to make sure.
I think you have to get to the point where you trust it, or what's the point? What's the point of even having a relationship with a bidet if you can't trust it 100%? I say stick with your old toilet and your old toilet paper then.
Well, again, it's a trust issue.
Yeah, exactly. I trust my bidet.
Okay.
Trust it.
I'm happy for the two of you.
I know how to position I know how to position myself, and it knows where to squirt.
Okay. In any good relationship, that's the case. So.
And see, and that's the thing is that I trust but confirm.
Yep. Trust but verify.
I trust but verify.
Yeah. No. Carrie, I'm gonna challenge you over the next little while.
I would be spending that next few hours afterward just
are you sure it wasn't
uneasy?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, but this is the perfect time because you're not going anywhere. So later on in the day, when it comes time to change your clothes, you'll know.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that kind of trust, I'm afraid.
I'm glad it's working out for you, though.
It's a wonderful relationship.
Not many things have gone your way lately, and I'm glad this is one that is going your way.
And besides, I can't really verify.
If you wanted to?
Immediately afterwards.
I see. Well, so it's sort of you were forced into trust.
Well, I'd gotten to the point where I trusted it before that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Did you make today? Did you make poo-poos? Any poo-poos? That's poison in the body, you know.
They're going to put us on a stamp for sure.
Reminding him to make when he waits too long and gets plugged up. What is that? What are you doing? It's a signal for poo-poos. You got to learn the signal. I don't want to learn the signal. Don't make her do the signal, Mom. She has to learn the signal. I don't want to learn the signal. Now, this hand is the potty, beckoning the poo-poos, and in they go. Huh? She's not doing it.
She's not doing it.
If we're having poop chat.
It's Poop Chat on X96 Radio from Hell.
I don't want to be in Stockholm I don't want to be Stockholm syndromed into enjoying a toilet. Someone texted.
Well, it's better than resenting it. It's better than.
No, I'm glad you've embraced it. This is good.
I wonder if anybody else has had that feeling of, I've done this enough. I trust that bidet. It's done its work. I don't have to check. It's like your mother said, have you been eating that candy out of the candy jar? Let me see your hands.
There's evidence.
All right. Gina, you've had a question?
Oh, I thought Bill had a story, but
I
have
do,
not.
but go ahead and ask your question, and then maybe I'll
Well-
do my story.
My husband does most of the shopping, and he came home with this yesterday.
Okay.
And you guys may know, or I'm hoping friends of the program may know, at x96.com/live, he bought something called banana sauce. Have you guys ever heard of banana sauce?
You put that on your banana.
But
he's gonna surprise you later on. You should not have. Should have been snooping in the groceries.
But so it's clearly not made from bananas because it's red. So it's not like mushed up bananas.
That doesn't mean it's not made from bananas.
Well, what do the ingredients say?
Let's see, ingredients: water, sugar, banana. Oh, it is.
Yeah. So,
but it's red. Let's keep going.
There's Gina once again, the inquiring mind. Well, it can't be a banana.
Does this look like it's made from bananas? It doesn't.
It's got a picture of bananas on the label, and then I would go, I wonder what the ingredients are. Oh, bananas.
Vinegar, salt, onion, chili, garlic.
So it's like a sweet,
it's just a
chili, sweet and spicy kind of sauce for your whatevers.
Yeah, what do you put it on? What do you do with this?
Whatever you want.
You could put it on rice. You could put
ice
it
cream.
On, yeah,
it's fine.
Noodles.
Yeah, it's just a tangy accompaniment, sweetened. Yeah, probably it's a little sweet and tangy, and yeah, sounds good.
It's a product of the Philippines.
He probably saw it and thought, I'd like to try that.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than, well, that doesn't look like bananas. You married a man with an inquiring mind so that you didn't have to have one.
Yeah, I don't know that I will ever consume banana sauce.
Here's an odd story for you. Looking at this Sunday edition of the New York Times, and they published at the end of the year 72 of our favorite facts from 2023.
I love facts.
And these are like just these little factoids. And some of them are kind of interesting. They... let's see, it says, the title character of the film Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is the first metal 3D printed puppet ever.
Ever?
It was animated using some 3,000 replacement faces. So they would stop motion it and take off a face and put on another
expressions?
face. Yeah, for expressions. I don't think I I saw
3D
it.
printed being the key there,
Yeah.
because I know Bobo from Clash of the Titans was stop motion.
Thank you.
Didn't have as many facial expressions, but was made of metal.
Blink.
He could blink.
Here's another little fact, and this is done by month. These are facts for January that they came across in January. Number 2, neuropsychology has shown that short-term memory lasts 15 to 30 seconds, after which it either has to be encoded as a long-term memory or it decays.
What?
What was I just talking about? What did I do? What?
You're decaying over there.
Let's see. How about... I thought this was odd. First introduced by a brand called Mighty Fine in 1918, instant pudding mix.
Mighty Fine
instant pudding mix, whose key ingredients were sugar and cornstarch, was a product of the post-World War I manufacturing boom. I remember
Mighty Fine brand.
Yeah.
I don't remember the pudding, but...
let's see. According to the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, more than 23 million American households, nearly 1 in 5 nationwide, acquired a dog or cat during the pandemic.
And then how many of them unacquired them a couple years later?
About half of them shouldn't have in the first place.
I don't know.
All right. Well, save that list. That's a good list.
Yeah.
I want to hear those.
Because people love a good list.
People do love a good list.
What?
All right. Shall we do the promo?
Oh, yeah, I better find that, huh? That's what I should have been doing instead of looking at this stupid New York Times
You're
list.
distracted by a list.
Well, I love a good list. What can I tell you? Okay, let's see. Almost there. There it is. I got it.
Okay.
Well, look who's here. It's celebrity Grim Reaper Frank Chris.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Frank, we usually only see you to play Frank Chris Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine.
Well, I just wanted to come in and remind you to get your celebrity Deadpool lists into me so that we can present them tomorrow.
These are lists of celebrities we think are going to die in the next year.
It's a really terrible thing we do.
Doing horrible things on tomorrow's Radio from Hell show here on X96. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank. Goodbye. Oh, I should have had the sound effect.
That's all right. Fair?
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, I think.
What?
Yeah, we're good. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Oh, don't you know who I am?
Karen Swingin' Utters.
Oh, God.
Oh, my. Marcy is next.
A solid hour of